boats down there.
What's that right there?
Alright, Gabe, stop.
What's that right there? Rocks like this will really screw you up, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that son of a bitch there.
There's certain kinds of boats for certain kinds of rivers. Flat bottom with a little jet boat on the back. It's meant for running around small streams with tight currents and stuff like that. It's not meant for running these kinds of white waters. You need a really big, heavy boat with big jets on the back to be able to run these kinds of rivers. Why don't we land right here, Eric? This looks safe.
I'm working on it.
Okay. Let me get up there.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Usually a good
Been
spot
5
right there to
days.
fish,
Been
but
a
it's
few
too
days.
high right now and too rapid, so we're just gonna play it safe and fish
Being
from shore.
busy.
Eric and Martha are surveying the river for a new
We're
grading hole,
back again.
but treacherous rapids have forced them to test for a safer fishing spot.
I've lived in Ileana my whole life. I've witnessed some people doing some crazy stuff in boats.
Not been on here, been live for a few days. Might as well go live for a little bit.
You know better than to play on them.
Today our objective is a smaller prey, the Arctic grayling. These rapids right here are very beautiful. They're a great place to fish, but they will kill your ass. You got to be really careful around this type of water. Show the river a lot of respect and pay attention, and make sure you're within your abilities and your limits before you do anything. What do you think, honey? Should we keep on keeping on?
Yeah, there's not very many fish
I
here.
just decided to get on to see what
Let's go
everybody's
back
up
to the
to.
boat and we find another channel and keep on going.
Okay.
We're going to head back to the boat, drift out of here, and head up another channel that doesn't have so many rapids. And just keep on keeping on, looking for that honey hole of grayling. We're nowhere near the spot I had in mind yet. And like usual, Martha and I got distracted fishing.
How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing up to?
So we're always, thinking ahead, living for the day, but working for tomorrow.
Oh.
We're definitely gonna be spending our evenings picking
That's the last
salmon
one you
berries,
get ever.
which is when the salmon are here after July, then the salmon berries should be
You'll get no
ready.
more ever again from me.
While Chip collects building supplies
I'm
for
out.
their fish rack and sig milk, Agnes and the girls must gather and stockpile a vital food source for the coming
No, you're
winter.
not.
I am.
No.
It takes a group effort to get through these
Yeah,
willows because
right.
you never know what's in the willows. There could be bears, wolves, muskox. That's why we have the puppy dog here, so it can just scare off anything. Look at the size of these berries. And they're ripe. I usually just try to keep picking all the ones that are orange. You can tell how good and nice they are. And I just try to leave the ones that are already sunburnt and stuff and not ripe.
Hello.
We have our long cold winter. It's nice to have something sweet besides all the meats and fish we have. So we balance it out with the berries and the greens, not missing anything from our diet. It's hard work. It's backbreaking, but
Oh my
it
goodness.
pays off. Whew, that looks like that's enough for today. We could just pack up and start heading back.
These short pieces right here are cottonwoods. Those are gonna be for smoking salmon. And they got these pine ones over here, and we're gonna be using those for making the signal. Stick your guys' berries in, so all the berries you got don't have to eat right away. We can save them for winter. It's like a good deal.
What?
It all worked out good, no?
What's
Yeah,
that
we all
supposed
work
to mean?
out real good together.
Come on.
Let's go home and eat.
Pretty small when you're out in the wilderness out here. There's other predators, you know, that are gonna come in and try to take your food. I never grew up like out shooting or hunting in the woods, you know. This is kind of desire that came to me, something I wanted to do, and I somewhat feel cheated sometimes when I grow up, you know, doing things like this. But for me, like, guns are really important where I live. There's a lot of wilderness around. There's a lot of predators, wolves, bears, coyotes. I have a lot of stuff to protect, you know, my fish and my dogs and my own life. You know, a bear can come into your camp. That can be all she wrote.
Oh. Sorry, I was looking
See
on.
that this is shooting low and to the right. I'm gonna need to adjust the
I
sights
came
to a
on
little
to
more
see what
height
everybody's
and,
up
tweak
to. I
this
hadn't
over
been
the
on.
left a
I
little
hadn't
bit.
been live in 5 days.
Okay, I'm gonna try again.
Oh.
Pretty good. Adjusted these sights here a little bit and liking what I'm seeing. I'm ready to kill some squirrels. 22 some
So
meat
I
gun up
had
here.
come to see what everybody
You know,
was up
you
to.
can't always kill big game, you know, so you can survive off of ducks, geese,
I think
deer,
this is
porcupine,
21st.
rabbits. Once I got 17, I was on the road, I started learning how to shoot guns. Fell in with a guy who was an old Vietnam vet. He kind of taught me the ropes of shooting. And then once I got up here, I just kind of learned from hunting and being out in the woods. Bring your squirrel back here. I see him too. Straight ahead there.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Uh-oh.
At OXO, there's a recipe for innovation. We create products that put a new spin on form and function. At a small measure of convenience,
Oh. Been
a
busy
feel of comfort,
last few days.
and just a pop of freshness. Because no matter what you're making, we want to make it better. OXO, better guaranteed. Available at Amazon.
Hydrogenated Superativa. And the pain that comes with it, it's a part of me, and I know how to manage it. With Bimzelx, I'm back to fewer HS symptoms.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation. Many saw at least a 50% reduction, with some even seeing 75%.
We don't have to be in here.
Fast relief of HS
Wednesday,
symptoms for
Wednesday, whatever the hell.
and many felt less pain.
You know.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and lowered ability to fight them,
What?
liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred.
Go
Tell your
catch
doctor if
something
these
then.
happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting,
Your
to check
TV's
for
loud.
infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Start to say, I'm back
You
to
turn down.
fewer HS symptoms.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx.
Bye bye. Dumbass.
One shot, one kill. Doesn't get better than that. So it goes back in the dogs and goes in the pot. At least it doesn't go to waste. I'm
What are
very
you
against
doing?
wasting things. Would never shoot something and kill
Oh my
something
goodness.
if it couldn't be used somehow. But killing's just part of life out here. Part of the food chain myself. See one.
Just
It's moving now.
shoot some. No.
Alright, I've got some good squirrel hunting on this morning. Just part of the routine around here, maintaining the pest, as is getting firewood. These are jobs that just have to be done, so my next task is doing some firewood.
Hey.
The case get boosted. You get boosted.
Can't cook dog food without firewood, can't heat your house, can't dry out.
You get boosted with the donkey.
So,
Yeah.
2 squirrels down, time to go get some firewood.
Oh my goodness. Shit.
Nothing goes to
Oh,
waste, these are
what the
leftovers from projects that I've had, and it goes right back to the wood stove. You don't just use wood in the winter around here, you use it all year round. You never can have enough wood, and you always gotta think ahead on wood. It's one of the most important things living in Alaska.
Okay, that's up. Chicken.
Well, I got myself a little bit of wood here.
Chicken.
Ain't gonna last me too long, but it's a good start. I'm gonna take over some wood to my dog food cooker, because that's where I use the most wood at. And, having all these dogs
I
makes my
appreciate you
wood
stopping
consumption
by, brother.
at least
Somebody on here is going to play Green Day
third
for you, I
more
promise you
to
that. It
double.
won't be me.
Life would be a lot more simple if I didn't have dogs, I'll tell you that. That isn't what I'm looking for. I love living with dogs. They're my best friends. And I
Thank
rely
ya.
on them to keep me alive in the middle of the winter.
You always gotta help and give a hand, and then when you need it, someone will always give you a hand back.
Oh man. I'm trying to extend that fish rack here. This thing had to be made bigger. There's no way this thing's going to accommodate all of her fish
No,
by the time.
I don't totally right.
Extending their fish rack will allow the hailstones to dry, smoke, and preserve large quantities of fish. This will help them with the supply of protein they'll need to survive the winter.
It is one of the biggest mysteries out of the
I just
Smoky
basically
Mountains.
doubled it by
Into
adding
16
3
year old,
rows
20 gifts.
to what's underneath there. The rows are pretty high because I don't want it almost to
Clingman's Dome, now called Kuoli. This happened back in 1976. Jared Austin's joining us here. Jared, your family.
So I do next
A lot
to
of
a
other
smooth pole on
people
top
to
of
this
another
day.
tarps.
What
And I'm
happened?
gonna
It's really caught a
end over here,
nationwide
which I can
audience.
use as
This
a
story
doorway,
had
and yet be closed up, and I'll have a smoking stove off to one side. These are to hold the heart out and away from the meat, so that if there's a wind, that the partner doesn't beat against the meat. Definitely one advantage we have here in the Arctic is that these longer days in the summertime let us work whenever we're comfortable.
Wow, awesome.
You think so?
Yeah, look like a cool smoker, huh? Love it.
Well, this will be your smoker, Angie.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's been more than 6 months since Lily
How you live is a choice. Take the opportunity to grow, take the opportunity to deny it, but it's your choice. Now the tide's not in, you know, and that's what the fishies they do. They get in here on one tide, they swim out on the next. Char are aggressive. When the current's against them, they're just invigorated and they go after stuff. But there's no tide right now.
For Sue, summer offers a short window to harvest protein and restock her food supply. But low tides have made catching Arctic char a struggle, and she must soon return to Cabot.
I don't have the time to wait for the tides. All I've got is the here and the now. My time is tick, 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 tick. I got a fish! That right there is a nice Arctic char. I don't want him to floss back in. I'm going to put him up here. Get ready for my next fishy.
Oh my goodness.
Come on. You know you want it.
I want something to drink.
Damn it. You son of a bitch.
Jeez. Such foul language.
You know you want it. Damn it. You son of a bitch.
Jeez. Well, why'd you put this over here, Louie?
The lure came off. The fishy got away.
You know what?
They never snap that like a little son of a bitch. Yeah, every cast I'm just getting weeds. Yeah, you know, I mean, this is not going to get me fish. It gets in the way of getting fish.
Okay.
I'm not giving up, no way. But, you know, my time is short, so I've got to make some decisions soon.
There we go.
Bite on it.
What? Where's my cup?
Don't you dare spit it out. Oh, nice! Got it. Whoa, I don't even know how to get you out of here, little dude. Amazing. I got a twofer. I get my old lure that I just lost, and the new one that he just ate. Here, come meet your cousin.
The hell?
Alrighty, I think one more cast from here, and then I've got to call it. The pilots need to get his work done. Cabot doesn't run itself. It's been a good couple of hours. Got a couple of just glory prize-winning char. Those are beauties. Learning a little something. I can catch fish out here even when there's no tide. Just not many.
I'm not getting no sheep in the night.
And logic says that there's a lot more fish in here. But again, char is a fighting fish. When you have a good current, you'll have a good time catching char.
You're rotten.
It might be hard for people to grasp. I choose to live so remote from the rest of society. Not because I don't like people. It's just where I shine the best. Hey, little buddy. Alrighty then.
Well, I'm back. I'm back.
You come up to Alaska with some complex life. I can't figure this stuff.
He is everybody. Hi, Simba. Hey, Mr. Simba. Well, we are doing good. How about you? How are y'all doing? I know it's been a few days because I've gone live, but actually it's been. I looked. It's been 5 days and 9 hours since I went live last.
So what time it is, huh?
But
Take your time.
this past week has been busy. And I haven't had time for no live streams. So yeah. So we'll get back to going live again this week.
This thing cooks pretty quick.
Starting tonight.
I got my squirrels.
Oh, where's my drink?
Gallons of water in here for them. Food
I got his aunt came down this week, Wednesday, and she brought all of our birthday, Christmases, and my birthday. So I got this. This is a Vera Bradley cup.
This is a real high quality.
Which right there, it says it. Vera Bradley. I might see it now, but it says Vera Bradley. And I got a pocketbook and a blanket, and they're all the same.
And this meat and this fat, this is what really sustains my dog.
Oh yeah, I like Vera Bradley.
These dogs are meant to like travel and they have great endurance.
Well, that's good. That's what we're doing. We're just chilling.
And protein is what repairs their muscles from the extreme training, and builds back new muscle. Some squirrel in there. This is a major resource.
Oh, I got
without this resource, I
pajamas from them for Christmas. This is what they got on. Anybody know what the skeleton's from? It's a Disney movie. I bet you wouldn't know.
I do this for my dogs, and like they've come before me, and that's the way it should be. Whenever you got a bunch of animals, because I choose to have this many dogs, I choose to be ambitious and want to raise.
Which that was one of my favorite movies. Of course, the movies called
Squirrels, Prince.
Growing up.
There you go. As you can see, the dogs like it.
Okay, it was not. It's got Jack the skeleton. Not been here before Christmas.
When you live out here and stuff's scarce, you just try to use everything you got. And dog mushrooms.
And they're purple. And they got snowflakes on them. She's like, I hope you like them. I was like, oh, I like Not Bear Before Christmas. That was one of my favorite movies growing up.
I have other people that are counting on me, and part of counting on me is me being able to do the things that they want and need.
That's a shirt to go with them. I mean, she got me a little a tank top to go with it.
A lot of sand, some clay.
Kind of like.
Well, the point of having a fish rack and the point of having a nice cold hole to store things is to preserve stuff. If you've got all this food and you're trying to keep a surplus, you have to have a way of preserving it. This right now is just about keeping what we've worked so hard to get a hold of in good condition to get it home. So we can have it for winter.
Fine one.
Yep. If you have it just laying here on the ground, like a hole in the ground, a bear could just part it, weasels can go in it, mice will fill it.
For the hailstones, it's crucial to build a cold storage, or sigloak, to preserve their supply of berries and greens and protect the food from predators.
Old timers used to make them round and make mine square. It's got a lot more to go. I'm just getting the basic frame.
Summer shirt. T-shirt.
Oh, kitty.
What?
Let's look back at here. Get up off fast.
Well, what do you want to have for dinner?
So.
It just smacked me. It just caught my knuckle up here in front. I guess what I did was probably kick it off the tip. When I pushed the tip and I was sideways and it just gave it a chance to roll off the side. The trick is to make sure the bar isn't bent. But it's and a long time ago, if an Eskimo came across a chainsaw, there's no way he would have rejected it. Folks up here have always wanted to make their lives better in a really harsh environment, and you really got to admit that they came up with some very clever ways to do it socially and to do it personally. And these folks up here, if there's a better way to do something, they have always incorporated it into their way of doing things. We have a duel.
Is it done yet?
It's almost there. I got the basic frame up.
The idea of building it is to keep all the foods fresh and keep all the mice away so they don't go bad.
It's part of living like we do, bud. So we don't have to depend on anybody but ourselves. There ain't much for jobs up here, so you gotta make your own work. Kootenair's our youngest daughter, and it's always been a pure joy just to teach the kids. We consider this to be part of their education. They have to have local knowledge of the local materials and local foods, when to be there, what to do with them, and how to store them. We cut down these willows quite a while back, and they're useful for lots of things. I just need the willows right now to hold down the grasses that we've stacked against it for an insulative layer.
I'd like to get.
I'm done. Flip it all the way up and back so it doesn't fall in.
I'd like to find it.
Not bad, huh?
The shirt.
Yeah, you can get in, you can play, you can do whatever.
Got the pants. I just don't have the
Yeah,
shirt.
what's going on? We'll have a place to store berries and greens and use like a refrigerator and have no mice. And a place over here to dry foods up. I know it's kind of small and narrow, but that's the whole idea. If we made it really big, it would be hard to keep it cool and chill. Well, it's big too because she's a little lady. It's just part of preservation. You don't want to work really hard not to be able to use what you got.
The worlds are colliding and they're forming a good circle. Touchdown! Awesome fishing trip! Yay! But here, thank you, JD. Thanks, sir. I appreciate it. Want to get the sand out, clean them up. Nice, smooth, clean cut, and just get the guts out of them. Getting this fish is super important to me. So, anything that's gonna help me be successful in obtaining my food stores is a good thing.
What was that all about?
I have no shirt. I have clue.
Off this tail down here. That's a nice size little fishy steak. Look at that.
I have
This
no
is
clue.
actually a trout. Related to a trout, but it's got pink meat like a salmon. I had about 500 pounds of food that went bad. And that's of all varieties.
That's gotta suck.
It may not seem like a lot, but it is. Looking at it, it's only 2 fish. Well, it's not just 2 fish. This is the same as going and getting down south maybe a week's supply of protein for somebody. And I did it in a couple of hours. This is a grand total of 6 meals. Every day I wake up and my brain just says, what the heck can I learn today? I learned that I can put 6 meals up, visit with a friend, learn about my fishing hole. What a great day. Alrighty, now to add to my little pile. Boom. Add a little sushi to the winter food.
I couldn't be luckier. I wake up every day and I My wife and I are self-employed and we do our own thing. We just have a good time running Tulare Creek Lodge. Just reading the water, it looks really good right in here.
Violent river rapids have forced Eric and Martha to change course in their search for a new grayling hole. Finding its location is critical for their subsistence and incoming clients.
Let's drift down from here. The grayling fishery here in Alaska as a whole is strong. It's a native fish. They're found in almost all fresh waters here in Alaska.
Well, hello, Tori. How are you?
Both to catch and eat for supper.
I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find me a Nightmare Before Christmas shirt to go with my pajama
It's a lot
pants.
more fun and exciting to fish different waters every day.
I'm doing
I
good.
always like to experiment, get out there and check out some new fisheries. So it is just a fun day for Martha and I to go out and do a little fishing, but at the same time we're scouting out a new area. Martha, despite being the sweetest, nice girl ever, is extremely competitive. She loves to fish. All right, I'll tell you what, Martha. Whoever catches
I got a
the biggest
pair.
fish doesn't have to clean them.
I got a pair of
Are you gonna catch
Nightmare
the
Before Christmas pajama
Well, I
pants
thought you were a
from
super fisher
my
woman
birthday,
down from the last peninsula.
and I'm trying to
I
figure
lost catching
find
these
a
fish.
trying to find a top to go with it.
Oh yeah!
Living with thyroid eye disease, I didn't realize how much my bulging eyes and double vision were holding me back. But then
Yeah.
my doctor recommended Tepezza.
Doctors have been prescribing Tepezza for over 5 years.
What?
Tepezza is the first FDA-approved treatment that treats a source of TED. In a clinical study, more than 8 out of 10 patients had less eye bulging, and clinical studies showed
But the
nearly
shirt
7 out of
that
10
came with
patients who
it
took Tepezza saw improvements
is just
in
a
double
plain
vision.
shirt,
Tepezza may cause infusion reactions.
and it's already
Tell your
got
doctor
stuff.
right away if you have high blood
I know,
pressure,
I like them.
redness of the
They
face or
feel
feeling
good
hot,
too.
difficulty breathing, headache, or muscle pain. Tepezza can raise blood sugar even if you don't have diabetes and may worsen inflammatory bowel disease even if you haven't been diagnosed with it. Tepezza may cause severe hearing problems, including hearing loss, which may be permanent. Tell your doctor if you have any changes in hearing or if you are pregnant or planning to be, as Tepezza may harm your unborn baby.
Now, when I look in the mirror, I just see me.
Ask your doctor about Tepezza and visit mytepezza.com to see Pam's before and after photos. Huh, the new alcohol-free extra mild Listerine. Smooth, delicious mint, 6 essential benefits, no burn.
Wow, you read the whole label.
Every night before bed.
For a healthier mouth your way, wash your mouth with new Listerine.
Listen, the NBA playoffs continue on Prime.
Welcome to the game!
Don't miss a minute of the action. The NBA playoffs, presented by Google. Wednesday, it's on Prime.
Oh yeah! Nice size girl. Look at
It's pretty.
Bam! I got one too.
yours looks small.
Let's have this one for dinner with the other one. Oh shoot, I think Martha's is bigger.
You want to measure fish?
I know. They're so soft.
Oh, holy moly! Looks like you're cleaning fish. Look at this beast.
You clean the fish,
Mhm.
I cook the fish. That's the way that it goes.
There's a really beautiful Arctic grayling here. They call it the sailfish of the north. It has this really neat sail on the top just to protect his gills and hold his body there. This is a pretty nice one. We're going to go ahead and release this one, give him a kiss, and hopefully this fish will still be here next week for a client of mine to catch. We're going to go ahead and call this a successful trip, and we know where to bring our clients in the future. And right now we're going to go and find some dry firewood and make a little campfire and eat some grayling supper.
Super easy to make a store lunch or dinner on the river. All you need is a bunch of dry wood, a pan, a little bit of butter, fish.
The bark of the birch tree is the best fire starter that exists in nature. I don't know what kind of wood we're going to round up here, but whatever it is, we get it going with some of this birch bark as an accelerant. Look at that.
Nice. That's probably good enough for now. That should make a good bed of coals.
I'm going to clean those fish since you're the big winner. Nice white meat fish. Mix it up with some onions that Martha has along ready to go, and it's gonna make for a delicious meal.
It's a good spot.
Definitely bring clients next week up there. Make a day of it. They'll love it. Oh, that was good.
So today Eric and I went out and have a fun day out on the river and also looked for a good spot for our clients to fish grayling. We managed to find a really great grayling hole. We caught us a bunch of grayling. Now we're nice and full, so we're gonna head home. It was a beautiful day out on the river. Just another great day in Ileana.
Food is the center of a lot of things we do. Food is the reason why we hunt. It's the reason why we
Okay,
gather. It's the
Emma,
reason why we
sorry.
fish.
I was just gifted a membership.
Oh, awesome.
Amazon.
So how do you work
And
this?
so just a board for a lock.
So what you and Sobe been up to? Thank y'all for the 12 likes.
Look, it flips all the way up so you don't hurt yourself.
Miss me
All the
much?
way back.
I'm just
And if
kidding.
you want to get
Miss
down
me
there, we
much?
can hand you all these buckets and you guys can stack them properly. And that'll be good for your seed oil in the spring and the eggs. It'll be good for birds to keep them cool. It'll be good for greens and for berries.
Chip and Goodman was real busy around camp. They made us a ziploc, which is a cold storage. That turned out pretty good. I'm real happy for that. Now I won't have to worry about my berries and greens going sour.
Should we have these bellies for dinner?
All the ones up here are so.
Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna put these all in the same rack.
That would be perfect.
Girl, I am not giving you no more. No.
Nice, Dad.
No, she did not.
Listen, you just
Don't worry, I'm fixing you your niece.
Fine. I really like it.
I like revitalizing this camp quite a bit. It's been a lot of fun. This is our backyard. This is our home. It's where we live, and we know where the food comes from. And not only that, it's the chase that is involved. For my kids, it's culture in their background. They can see the things that their grandparents have done. Maybe materials have changed, but the food hasn't. The animals haven't, and the land hasn't. So I think folks here are pretty well intact, and they're pretty well grounded in what's going on. And I like that. I like knowing where my food's from. For now, we're good enough to keep all the meat stored really well, and all the greens and all the berries. We'll get them to Nordic, I think, in better shape than we have in a couple of years.
It's very important when we're trying to live the subsistence lifestyle, because not only we're out here to get the food and preserve it, we also want to store it and make sure it's stored properly. So when we bring it back home and eat it this winter, it'll still taste as good.
If you go through all this tremendous effort to get all this equipment, to do all this work, and you get all this food, if you don't take care of it and preserve it, there's no point to it. So it's just a continuation of what it is we're about. So we'll let these smoke and we'll let the berries chill, and we'll go eat our dinner around, call it a night. We're pretty happy with the way that all ended up. My wife's pretty happy too. Oh, what a good day.
You know, this last winter, I hurt the body. One of the largest owies was to the, this whole area here. Problems that I have, I'm not going to be shooting on this side ever again. All of my hardware is for somebody that has a whole different body than I have. Put on your gun belt. Where does it hang? On the right. This is the one that's hurt. My guns. Every single stinking one of them is made to go here on the right. So I'm gonna fly to town, see my buddy Gary, get a gun made, and get back here so I can protect myself. I can't maintain my style of life here if I can't protect myself and hunt for the food that I eat. If I can't do that simple task, I'm done.
I'm sending your niece. She's over begging for treat, Sheba. Okay, and I've already gave her Sheba today.
Let her get
grayling.
Now let you stand up this time.
I don't know.
No, you're
Rick
safe.
off.
It's all good.
No.
It's all
You
okay.
won't be able to.
But I know I'm putting the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Work.
I love you, and I absolutely respect you for stepping up to the plate. That's pretty cool beans.
I gotta put my eye drops
It's a
in.
blessing to have Jesse here, and being so capable. This time of year, if I didn't have Jesse up here with me, I would not be able to leave. I love you. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm married.
Never stick together.
I beat this other boy.
You know, the gun, I'm excited about it. I've got an idea, but I need to see how it is and then find my weaknesses. Winter's coming, the bears are out there, the wolverines are out there, the wolves are out there. This is my life on the line.
You gonna fall on your head.
All this nature is the same as it was 10,000 years ago. We're the things that change. You ready, bud? I gotta flip over my shoes so they don't get rained on.
The Hailstones spend their summer along the Kewalik River, where they only have a brief window to gather resources before the freeze returns. For Chip and Agnes, teaching their daughters how to survive in the Arctic is a priority and a valued native tradition.
Hey girls, let's go to the green. We can start with sourdocks since the sourdocks are ready.
We'll call sourdocks in English. They call hogs in New Pack.
What the
And they're a
heck?
local green that we like to eat with. They're a little slight on the sour side. So they're good with vinegar and oil, a little bit of salt and pepper. And they're a really good green and they're really fresh and the time to pick them is now. Well, you can spot these red stalks syrup and around
5 more minutes.
there'll be a nice succulent
There.
greens. And they're pretty tasty actually. I like them. I grew up eating this kind of stuff. But we used to go gather them, you know, on riverbeds. Not much different than this.
You girls gotta make sure you pick the correct greens so we don't get sick.
What's it taste like?
We thought we picked all
What?
the greens and then there happened to be a
Huh?
few poisonous
What's it
flowers
taste like?
mixed in with those,
What?
and I had
Does
to
what?
eat them and I got really sick, and after that when the girls
Oh my
Mommy
God.
wants to leave.
Lily, shut
and
up.
they have it in their head if you don't pick the correct
No,
flowers,
Mommy.
somebody's gonna get sick. So it's very important for the girls to know what they need to look for. It's important for them to know where to go to pick these things and how to preserve them. If they don't have this experience and if they don't know what flowers to eat, they might go hungry. Being out here, there's no reason to go hungry if you know what you're doing.
We're really not scoring too high here, are we?
Yeah, we picked most of the big ones already, and there's just quite a few smaller ones.
We should just go downriver. You guys want to go a couple miles?
Yeah, we could. Probably there'll be bigger leaves.
We're heading down to the coast. We've pretty much picked out this whole little valley here. We don't ever want to impact an area too heavy that it wouldn't grow back. We go for quality, not quantity. So we're going to go wherever it's wet. Wherever you see lakes, wherever you see rivers, creeks, things like that, that's where we'll be, and that's where the call will be.
There's lots of opportunities. Depends on what you wake up to in the morning. We always keep ourselves busy. My name is Martha May Salatan. I'm married to Eric Salatan. I'm from Iliamna, Alaska. Was born and raised here. I enjoy hunting, fishing, camping, anything that has to do with the outdoors. Beautiful day to go play on the lake. See if I can't find some birds. Eric left early this morning with a fishing client, so I got the rest of the day to go out and motor around on the lake. I'm gonna first check out this little pond that's not too far away from here. Eric and I have hunted over there and been successful before, so I figured that's a good place to go. Hopefully I can prove to Eric that I'm just as good a hunter as he is.
Martha and Eric Salatan live on the Iliamna Peninsula during the summer months, where they hunt and fish to maintain their subsistence lifestyle.
I grew up out here. You really learn to love and hate the lake. It's a renewable resource that you can always depend on, but you also learn that it's very dangerous. It's the largest freshwater lake here in Alaska, 80 miles long by 20 miles wide. And if you get caught up here on an ugly day, winter or summer, it could potentially be really dangerous. This is the first spot. There's a little lake that's right over here. So we're gonna head over there. Hopefully there's a bird. The lake's right there. I'm gonna take a peek of that spot there. See what's on this side. You gotta be a little quiet out here. Just to not spook the birds. Let them know you're here. There's one duck over there. Oh, there's two ducks. I think they're good downland ducks. I'm gonna walk down behind this brush line here and see if I can't get a little bit closer. I immediately spotted two ducks. There could be more. I haven't really taken a full look. Hopefully, they'll swim a little bit closer towards us and we'll be able to shoot them. We'll see what we got here. They're still pretty far out there. I'm gonna go down a little bit further and see if I can't get right across from them. They're right in front of us. I can't tell how far out, but I think it's shotgun range. So I got a little bit closer and got a sense of organs, which is a fish-eating duck. They don't taste very good. On to the next. There's certain kinds of ducks that taste good and certain kinds of ducks that don't. Mergansers are one of the ones that don't, so we're gonna keep moving, see if we can't find something else. Came to this lake here, had two birds in it, but they're just not the kind that we want. I'm gonna load up here, go over to this island right over here called Rabbit Island. It's a good spot, a couple of small little ponds on it. Hopefully there's birds over there.
I define wealth as when I'm already rich. I have a life that can live self-sufficiently. Wanna help me? Yeah. You know all about sharpening chainsaws? Starting to cool down. The rainy season is coming. It's been dry. You know, I'm starting to focus on training.
Jesse Holmes devotes the winter season competing in sled races with his dog team. Having proper dog houses will ensure that the dogs stay healthy and strong in the harsh conditions of racing season.
The theory of a dog house for a dog is not to keep it warm, it's to keep it dry. In the winter, you know, if the dog's all wet and its fur, under fur is matted down, it can't stay warm. All the investment I put in these young dogs is investing in my future career. Time's overdue for me to get ahead on some new houses. Then I don't have to worry about it for, you know, the years to come.
I think I found a shirt.
One thing I gotta do is get all this fireweed out of here. As much as I love it and as beautiful as it is, I can't see the ground. This is all gonna be places where dogs are gonna end up going if I can clear it out. So this is like gonna be the beginning of like my new dog yard. Right now, all I see is a lot of work. Already, I got enough spot opened up for a couple dogs. Look at it that way so you don't feel like it's so much work. One step at a time. For me, I had to like just work hard, deal with what I got. A lot of people would have a big piece of machinery and have a perfectly groomed dog yard. Me, I have to deal with what I got, you know, and I got what I can afford. It won't be perfect, but it'll be better.
Guess what? Experian Boost is even better because now my monthly insurance payments, my streaming payments, my rent payments, even my phone payments can raise my credit scores instantly, free.
More ways to build credit. Download the Experian app.
installing our picture window.
Where'd it go?
Look after it like a
You
busy
shush.
When we need to pick someone to look after our own, we need who to trust.
Sign here.
I will go to bed.
Angie, the one you trust, find the ones you trust.
Too much.
It won't be hard to find someone to fix this. But before I started Angie's List, different story. A lot has changed for us at Angie's since then, but the issues facing homeowners are the same. And the solution too, skilled local pros.
Angie, the one you trust, find the ones you trust.
Let's see. What?
That didn't hurt.
Out of there. I guess this is the disadvantages of doing this kind of thing by hand. One venomous bee. I don't want to get stung by a bunch of them. They must have a nest in here. You can see them all over. Summer's a narrow window of opportunity to get a lot done. I gotta do what's best for my dogs. They're living under this tree. Keep going in and out, so I'm gonna try to douse their nest with gas and light it on fire. Okay, I can see right where they're going in the hole there. Gotta go for it.
After clearing the area and creating a fire break to contain the flames, Jesse can now eradicate the bees and ensure the safety of himself and his dog team.
You'll just wait. Oh my goodness. So let's have a buddy up. My toes itching.
Because I thought it might be a healthier alternative than having to use some chemical. I think it's working. I don't see no bees hurting anymore. Got a lot left to do. Hopefully, I don't get stung by no more bees.
You get out of life here in Alaska what you put into it. Hey, buddy.
After an injury left her unable to use a firearm with her dominant side, Sue was flown 500 miles to
My daughter
Fairbanks to
did,
pick up
and if
custom
you
weaponry.
say shit, I will check your fucking face, bitch.
This is the left
I
hand.
don't, yeah, bitch.
The new
bitch,
guns will be
bitch.
crucial for
You
hunting and protection
motherfucker.
from the tundra's predators when she returns to Canada.
With my ability to hunt.
Motherfucker.
What I harvest, what I get, is what I eat. Predators are always something that are around. There's a lot of bears, a lot of wolves. If I can't protect myself and other people, I can't be the warden of the cabin. Simple as that.
Sue will be alone in the Quebec tundra for dark winter. With the freeze approaching, teaching herself to shoot from her left side is critical for her survival.
This little place right here, it's darn near right on top of where I grew up in Fairbanks, and it's been a shooting area for me before. This is a 30-06, but it's a lefty. And I don't even really know how to hold it. Gary showed me a little bit, but I don't get it yet. You know, for me, even holding it, it's, you know, I'm getting my beak awful damn close to that thing, and I've got no strength. The right side can't hold it up yet. That's the idea for using this. This helps me steady the gun. I'm gonna sit in the chair at the table, raise it to the right height, get it in there, and hopefully shoot the target. What I'm gonna do is go for that lower left target. It is after his head.
Better.
I'm gonna get ready to
Baby.
fire.
You guys, nobody better not say shit about my makeup or whatever, because my daughter
I can
did,
see,
and if you
but I
say
hit the paper,
shit, I will check your
and there's your
fucking
mark.
face.
It's not a
bitch.
bullseye.
I
but it's in there.
Yeah, bitch.
I definitely felt it.
Bitch.
Feeling scared, feeling tiny.
What the fuck?
But it's pretty fun. It's always fun.
I'm gonna fuck you up, motherfucker.
Huh. I'm low and to the right. Trying to line it up. Trying to keep it tight. Trying not to flinch. And I'm gonna take a shot. Upper target. Left hand side. Right in the bullseye. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. This is 460 500 Smith & Wesson pistol. This is predator protection only. Not legal to hunt food using a laser. What I want to see, I'm going to put out some other targets, and I want to see some splat. I want to see some boom. I want to know that that's a predator going.
The hell?
My thoughts are, I just want to get a feel for what it's going to feel like. Address the issue that I've never done anything lefty before. I have some fears, some trepidation, and I don't want to stress out the areas. I just want to get a feel for where are my comfort levels. I don't want to do it to the point I can shoot all day long, but that's going to damage what's trying to heal. You know, it's kind of like having a bite of dessert instead of the whole freaking cake. I think I did really well. It was a good day. It's a great day. I'm not, you know, I wasn't worried about anything eating me. I was blowing it all away. And nothing wrong with having a little boom factor for your evening entertainment.
Look.
It's just a big cycle.
I don't fucking know. Hell if I know. You're good, I guess as good as mine. She's got one of those things that helps with zits.
Out looking for greens today, and we pretty much
Pimples.
greens around the country, so we're going something.
That's what that is.
I don't know what we're gonna see out there. We might need a little bit fire to protect ourselves from the animals. But girls used to shooting shotgun and stuff like that. But they have a 410, so they don't have to actually shoot a real big high-powered gun, and it's so heavy that we're running around the tundra with it. Usually we go out and go get some fresh meat every other
Lord,
day,
this woman needs
or
help.
something, but we don't have any fresh meat here at camp. So we're pretty much gonna come back with meat one way or the other. It be fish, geese, maybe just greens. I don't know, there's all kinds of different things we can run into, seeing how we're the only people that run this river.
Yeah,
We
she
shouldn't
definitely,
mind
she
picking out a whole
definitely
bunch
needs
to store
help.
for the winter and put some away, and it's a little too hot and no breeze up here, so we're heading to the coast where the breeze is and where there's less mosquitoes and hopefully bigger greens.
Okay. Leaving. So. Damn, it was nice not being that much last few days.
She ate. Gotta let something out for dinner.
What would you like to have for dinner? Well, I know that.
I don't know. Let something out. Before you forget. Then we have a shitty ass day. Okay, well, I don't know.
Callie, what would you like to have for dinner? She says Sheba all day, so every day, morning, evening, and bedtime. She'd eat it every day if you let her. Won't she?
Well, she might reach out. Tag your ass. What'd you do if she reached out and slapped you upside the head?
She'd go after my hand before she'd go after my face.
She was at I rubbed her belly and she kind of bit it playing. And then she started licking it going, look. Oh, she meant business. Look at them eyes. She's pretty. Oh, she is getting ticked. Yeah, reach about back behind her.
They're not only seeing it, they're going to get to pick it, then they're going to get to cook it and eat it. And that's the whole process from beginning to end. But I want to know where to find them. You find them in these drained areas right next to lakes and creeks and rivers and stuff. It's a good place to do it. Plus, I hear lots of geese over here, and I've seen lots of geese over there. So I think we might throw a goose egg or two into this meal after a while. But we don't do anything else until we got enough greens and the tide comes in.
There's all different kinds of leaves and grasses and other kinds of leaves that look exactly like these, but they're not edible. So we have to really kind of watch what you pick.
These are minerals and vitamins all winter long for us. It's a lot of roughage for your guts, and it tastes good. You know, everybody likes a salad. And we raise a store this, we'll boil some of these down, save them in a bucket.
I'll be getting my carrot back.
And then we take the leaves too and we put them across the top. When the bucket molds, the top will mold, but what's underneath won't, and we'll peel that off, throw it away.
Why is he leaving empty
fucking lazy.
Let's go back towards the boat, ladies. We'll see what we can do from there,
Lazy
okay?
and shit.
Yeah?
It depends on the tide. Everything depends on the tide.
Would you rather have?
Yes, what you gone, how high the river's gone since we came here, we might be able to go further up.
Yep. Well, I think
You got french fries too.
Yeah, I'll put them back in the.
We try to hunt all the food that we eat. We prefer it, you know, to get out and be active and be able to harvest your own meat. This is the second spot I wanted to come to. There's a couple of good coves and bays in here. Hopefully they're holding some ducks. Keep your fingers crossed.
Megan said, if you dance with me, make fun of me because the daughter did my main thing. I was supposed to. And I'm like, how the heck you gonna fuck somebody else on the internet?
We're gonna go to this little bluff right here. It's a good lookout spot. See if we can see any birds. There's nothing out there. I'm wondering if there's any in this little... Oh. There's a swan sitting over there. Oh, there's 2, 3 ducks. Oh, they look like mallards. Nice. Whenever you go out hunting, you always have to think about bringing an animal back. I'm gonna see if I can get a closer look at these ducks over here.
Yeah.
What kind of wood you want here, Lauren?
I don't know.
Raspberry.
What?
What's a raspberry? Great.
The good thing is, I don't think they're fishing ducks.
Probably.
This is a good spot. Lots of birds. Oh, shoot. I just scared them all away. The eagle? Mother. Something spooked him. I think it was the eagle. Oh. I should have. While I was looking at those ducks, something spooked them, which is a bummer. They all took off and flew right past me, but I didn't have my gun. I left it back there, so I had to go through the trees with it. There's 2 swans over there. One disappeared somewhere, the other one's over there milling around in the grass. I'm not looking for a bird that big, but I'm also curious on whether or not there's a couple more birds tucked in that little swampy area over there. So go check it out. came up on the swans. They saw us and flew off. Oh, there's one duck. They must be right. Oh, there's one duck. They must be right. Came up on this mallard. Couldn't tell where he was because there was kind of a blind spot here. He was hidden behind all this grass. I should have done that way back there. Like what went in the chamber and spooked him. Should have done it back there. But that's hunting. Can't always get lucky. There was a bunch of ducks here. It was a good spot. I was just never able to connect with one. We're gonna head to a new place. Still optimistic. I definitely miss Eric. We get along really well and have a lot of fun, but it's nice to be able to go out and do things on your own, especially on a beautiful day like this. So I just came out to these little islands here surrounding Rabbit Island. They're swarming with seagulls. I figured a last ditch effort, I'm going to try to get a couple of seagull eggs before I go back home since I didn't get any ducks. The weather's getting pretty nasty, so I'm not going to take my time. See if I can't find some eggs and motor home. The seagull nest is usually in the grass or in the rocks. Here's a nest, but there's nothing in it. Keep looking. Nice. 2 seagull eggs. Since I didn't bring a basket or a pail or anything with me, I'm going to have to use my jacket. Put a little bit of grass in there. Growing up, it was always exciting when summer came. You knew that seagull egg picking was going to be right around the corner. Found another egg. There's all different shapes, sizes, colors. Pretty exciting. I haven't got seagull egg picking in a couple of years. Kind of makes me feel like a kid again. Nice. I haven't found one with 3 in a minute. I was a little bit brokenhearted by not getting any ducks and bringing them home. This makes up for it. So these 3 make exactly 1 dozen eggs. It's about time to get out of here because the wind's starting to pick up. I'm happy with what I got. I'm going to pull out of here and go cook these eggs up at home.
We're hunters. Very satisfying way to live. It's instant gratification.
After gathering greens known as sourdocks, the hailstones turned their attention to harvesting
Eggs.
birds for protein using a native hunting method.
It's a hunt, the mockingbird hunt. We just try to get as much as we can and carry them all back to the boat. And however much the girls can chase down, and we're usually satisfied with whatever they catch, and we know how to hunt without using firearms. So we don't damage so much meat, you know, it's a good hunt.
That's all right. Keep your eyes open. We'll come up across them. We want adult geese. We don't want baby ducks. Right here, girls.
1, 2, 3, go!
Go ahead, girls, go.
Jump and run!
Run, he's going back to the creek. You know, people may not like clubbing, but we find it's better than shooting. When you're hunting them and they're going by overhead, you hit them and they're wounded, they have the potential to fly for miles, die somewhere else and never be used. When we're clubbing them, we're right there. We get them or we don't. We don't wound them. You kill them immediately.
Yeah.
When they're flying overhead and you shoot them, you hit them right where the meat is, in the breast, in the chest. We don't want to do that either. We want the meat, so we hit them in the head. We waste no meat. We actually end up killing fewer geese that way to get that same amount of meat that we're looking for. Because the amount of food you need doesn't change.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 flightless ducks.
Well, this is good enough. Let's put these in a boat and jump in and catch the tide out of here.
Duck soup, big duck.
All right, ladies. We got ducks and we got lots of sour ducks to chop and cook. We'll have ducks for dinner and we'll go put our sour ducks away.
Yep.
All the hard work that I do for the dogs ties into me being strong. They work for me, but I work for them. What I got here is I got some plywood, some rough cut 2x4s. I'm gonna start laying this out. My goal here is to be efficient with my materials, you know, and try to make my dog houses out of 1 sheet of plywood.
I've never
for
had
dog
that.
house. When winter comes, you gotta constantly maintain your dog's houses, clean them out once a week, trying to set the house up to where it's easy to do that, very functionable. I need the door up high so the straw stays in there and they're not dragging the straw out. So to finish that up, I use a handsaw and keep a nice clean cut. I got a feeling that the dogs are gonna be pretty excited about this. This is the time of year you got to get everything done in Alaska because winter's coming. You can smell it in the air. The fireweed's starting to lose all its flowers and bloom. So time's coming. The dogs got to have houses. They got to be dry. Okay, what I'm going to do next is get my 2x4s measured out and cut. And I'm going to slap one together to make sure my design's sound. I don't ever really go off a plan or a blueprint. I just got it in my mind what I want to do. And it's just playing with numbers and laying things out. This kind of worked. It's a real good investment, you know, in my dogs. So in the end, you know, these dog houses are going to cost me money, but to buy the same kind of dog houses built, it's $100, you know. The big part of being a dog musher is, you know, you got all these dogs and they're very dependent on you, so you have to be willing to put them before your needs a lot of times. So like, well, there's my house is pretty rough and needs a lot of maintenance. In my free time, I'm doing things like this to maintain my kennel. You just gotta really, you gotta love the dogs, you gotta love mushing, you gotta love the lifestyle, because you're gonna sacrifice a lot in your life. I wouldn't do this stuff if I didn't love it. You know, I'd find something else to do. These are the pieces that I will use to line the roof and the floor with, so everything will firmly attach. This ties it in structurally.
I've learned how to live with hidradenitis suppurativa and the pain that comes with it. It's a part of who I am. With Benzellix, I'm back to fewer HS symptoms.
Many saw at least a 50% reduction.
Actually, well, I forgot to put my last eye drops in.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and lowered ability to fight them, liver
Here in a
problems,
little
and
bit.
inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills,
Here,
headaches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Start to say, I'm back to fewer HS symptoms.
Ask your dermatologist about Benzellix.
Oh.
You gonna put me in bed
Yeah.
like a little baby?
Yes, I'm gonna put you in the bed like a baby. Hold on. I'll be right with y'all. Louis. Louis, shut up. Or you want back there? You can go back there. I got the door cracked. I got the door cracked. Door's cracked. Back there. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. And this is the blanket that goes with the cup. Oh, yeah. And in the purse. It goes with it, too. A lot of weights instead of carrying that other one. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. The other one's, like, heavy. That one's, like, very light. So it's got purple, pink, like a peach color, white. That, well, some of it was my birthday, and some of it was my Christmas, too. And it's from all his aunt from Virginia. She had got the chance to bring them down. Either she's been busy, we've been busy, and it's been like snowing up there. Oh, hot.
By a man-made lagoon on the tram. As they pass by the water, an animatronic shark rises from the surface and snaps its jaws at them. It's worth noting that the original shark was rather cartoony looking, as it was meant to resemble the shark on the movie poster rather than a real great white shark. Later on, the shark was changed to be more realistic looking, and it continues to serve as one of the highlights of the tram tour today. Over a decade after this experience made its debut, Universal's parent company MCA was setting their sights on a massive new theme park in Florida. The success of the tram tour's King Kong experience in 1986 further gave executives the confidence to open a full-fledged theme park. The growing Disney World resort made Orlando a hot tourist destination, and officials wanted to fully capitalize on the location with a movie-based theme park. Meanwhile, Disney had begun development on their own movie-based theme park around the same time. This would end up being Disney MGM Studios. Originally intended to be just a studio tour, the concept morphed into a theme park as Universal sought to build their own. This was actually a pretty heated feud, as both parks sought to outdo each other during development. Universal knew that if they were going to compete with Disney, they would need some seriously advanced attractions. Eventually, Universal Studios Florida opened on June 7th, 1990. Among the park's opening day attractions were the insanely impressive Confrontation Dark Ride, as well as the bizarre E.T. Adventure Dark Ride, and of course, the Jaws Ride. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know about the most famous version of the Jaws ride. The one with the big explosion, the high voltage wire, and the finely roasted shark. No plank. But that version of the ride actually opened in 1993. When the park first opened in 1990, a very different version of the ride made its debut. This version was made with the help of California-based company Ride and Show Engineering. This company had previously done work for both Universal's Tram Tour and Disney's theme parks. They not only installed the motion bridge on the King Kong experience, but they also refurbished the Disneyland monorail and installed the boat ride system on Maelstrom, now Frozen Ever After. For this new Jaws ride, no expense was spared, and the final budget for the first version ended up being over $72 million when adjusted for inflation. At the same time, this was a lot of money to put into a theme park ride for the time, and considering the challenges of building it and the sheer scale of it, there's no wonder why it cost so much. So what happened on the original version of the ride? Well, the start was pretty much exactly the same as the later version. Guests boarded a boat and were taken on a tour of Amity Island. Soon enough, though, they came across a sinking tour boat that was just attacked by Jaws with no survivors. The implication being that in less than a minute, the shark gobbled everyone up like dots in Pac-Man. After the shark swims underneath the boat, the skipper decides to hide in the boathouse where the shark makes its first full appearance. This was easily the scariest part of the ride, as the
I'm doing good. It's not my birthday. It was a couple of months ago, but his aunt lives in Virginia, so she got to bring the stuff down. She usually comes after Christmas and about first of the year, and what she didn't get to was it snowed down here, it snowed up there, and she didn't get and plus she had been busy, so.
To bite onto the front pontoon with a popping sound effect played. Through the use of an underwater turntable, the shark drags the boat backwards and shakes it. This is humorous considering sharks are incapable of swimming backwards. Then again, this is the same shark that can eat a boatload of people in less than a minute, so anything's possible in this story. That said, this moment was by far the biggest headache when it came to operating the attraction. You see, while the later version of the ride had boats that traveled on an underwater track, the original pontoon boats were freely floating in the lagoon. A concrete pit underneath did guide them on a certain path, but the boats weren't fully attached to the track like on the later version. This meant that skippers had full control over the boat's speed. During the scene, the skipper had to perfectly align the boat with where the shark would emerge from the lagoon.
What are you talking about? I don't know. Can you spell and use it right?
Lagoon. Too far away, and it looked like the shark was trying to inhale the boat like Kirby. Too close, and the boat would actually knock the shark's teeth out. You can actually see the shark's teeth missing in this clip. Somewhere along the line, the decision was made to glue real shark teeth into Jaws', jaws. And according to the Orlando Sentinel, occasionally the pontoons on the boats were ripped. So not only was the animatronic damaged, but the boat took damage as well. On top of these issues, the sharks would sometimes not emerge from the water at all during the scene. This led to what one skipper described as, quote, an awkward 30-second dead space. Moving on from this scene, there was the grand finale of the ride. Once again, the shark appears to charge at the boat. Only this time, the skipper takes aim with a grenade launcher and launches a spicy one right into Jaws' mouth. The shark then appears to swim to the other side of the boat, where it suddenly explodes into a gory eruption of shark guts. Side note, this moment actually involved an intensive compressed air mechanism that was patented by Universal. Under the surface, the shark guts were collected in a giant funnel, which sorted them back into place for the next group of riders. Definitely a creative achievement in engineering. Unfortunately, this part also failed to work properly every now and then. According to the Los Angeles Daily News, one skipper was quoted as saying, "There was supposed to be an explosion over there, reportedly on the ride's inaugural journey." All in all, the new ride, while met with praise from those who got to experience it, was an operational disaster. It faced a ton of downtime and was only set to operate periodically. As if Universal didn't have a big enough migraine on their hands, one major incident in July would make things even worse. On an unspecified date that month, bank officer Anthony Salamone of New Jersey had boarded the Jaws ride with his children. According to Salamone's lawyer Michael Diamond, a broken railing led to Salamone falling off the boat and into the water. Diamond added that after falling in, the shark started swimming right towards Salamone. This caused Salamone's children to scream that, quote, "The shark's gonna eat daddy." Afterwards, Diamond said that Universal employees tried to fish him out of the water, only for him to slip and fall in again. By the time they were able to get him back on board, the other riders applauded, thinking it was part of the show. In the end, Salamone was left with a scraped leg, bruises, and a cold from being wet. According to the Orlando Sentinel, Universal's in-house lawyer Ron Sykes disagreed with Diamond's account of the incident. He declined to comment any further and also declined to say if anyone else had fallen off the boat. Later that year, Salamone filed a lawsuit in New Jersey federal court seeking $1 million. He alleged that the company and its employees were careless and negligent in maintaining the ride. However, the lawsuit was eventually moved to the U.S. District Court in Orlando in 1992 at the request of Universal. Many cringe at
Pick your nose too. Is you like real smart? Definitely pick it, Rev. Oh, dude, he is like up.
Crazy.
When you
I'm going to tell my boyfriend that I'm pregnant.
The fuck? Oh my goodness.
Now I know.
What's up, Faith? What's up, Faith?
What's up, Lynn?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
How are you?
What's up, Liz?
Is it raining right now? Not much. I'm chilling. Me doing good. How are you?
Was oh my god, my neck hurts. Oh, my neck hurts. Mm. It hurts.
Is that she was cheating on me for the truck. Can't have a car. And my fucking cigarette just went out.
Mm. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Months ago, on June 21st, I went into a trampoline park with my boyfriend David on a date, and we were just having a good time jumping around, doing backflips in the foam pit. And I had taken a break to text my friend, and I got like a really, really big pain in my back. So bad that it was unbearable. I was crying, and no matter what position I went into, nothing would relieve the pain. So I ended up getting picked up by my mom, but when I was on the phone with my mom, my fingers curled up, and I dropped the phone. I couldn't hold my phone, and I thought that was very weird, and deep down, like, I knew something was wrong. And we got to the emergency room, where they did, like, a couple of tests, like muscle tests, like, lift up this arm, lift up that arm, and I could do all of it. Aside from my fingers being like weirdly curled in. But it only took about 2 hours for me to start becoming paralyzed. I had something very rare, and that was getting paralyzed slowly, because most people get paralyzed immediately after their injury, but mine took about 3 hours to fully kick in.
Wow.
I lost movement from my shoulders down. I can't do it. I'm very uncomfortable. 6 months ago, I can't do it. I'm very uncomfortable. 6 months ago, on June 21st, I went into a trampoline park with my boyfriend David. 6 months ago, on June 21st, I went. Now if you're trying to break.
Kept with meticulous regularity. Described it as a remarkable artificial.
They opened a trampoline park here, Klistna, and the first thing that happened, there was a girl, and they had one of those. It's kind of like a zip line thing, and you hold on to, and you go. Well, she slipped and fell, and broke both of her legs, either both her legs or both her arms. And that was right after they opened it up, too. Crazy.
That was the moment 21-year-old Tanner Cook, a YouTube prankster, came face to face with.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Oh my gosh. I'll be right back. Hey, Princess. I hope you're doing well too. Hold on. I'll be right back. What? Yeah. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm back. Had to go to the bathroom real quick.
This is the location where the Bible says that the end of the world happened.
Ugh.
It's raining coal.
I'm just gonna put that blanket on. It's too hot for a blanket though.
What's really going on, Walt Disney? What's really going on? What are you protecting on this island? There's something good. There's something up they don't want people to know about.
Richard McGuire, also known as Southern Pirate Outdoors, had just finished swimming for his life, escaping a seemingly inescapable situation. Surrounded by Disney's private security and Florida sheriffs, he hides in the brush off the shores of Bay Lake. He had just escaped Discovery Island. He called his girlfriend to give her the news, but would be shook to his core when he found out that the cops were one step ahead of him.
And now for the amazing birdie headstand.
Disney's Treasure Island, later renamed to Discovery Island, is located in Bay Lake in Orlando, Florida, just a short boat leg from the Magic Kingdom. When it first opened in 1974, Disneygoers were in for a walk on the wild side, as it would provide tourists and locals alike with an exotic getaway with lush vegetation and a different kind of wildlife than what people in Florida were used to. The popularity for the attraction and animals in general would dwindle throughout the 90s, and seeing as there was little to no profit in wildlife conservation of this magnitude, Mr. Mouse decided it'd be best to just bludgeon all the animals with a tire iron and close it for good in 1999. Now a shell of its former self left to rot, all of the original buildings and habitats remained on the island, withering away due to years of neglect and natural disasters. And yet, it remained heavily guarded, and certain people were desperate to know why. But in all honesty, no one was more desperate to uncover the secrets of Mickey's mysterious mask than a subsect of filmmakers on YouTube whose ears perk up like a nipple under cold breeze whenever they hear the word abandoned, exploring the long deserted and documenting their experiences for people who are afraid of confrontation, like you and me. I'm sorry for saying that. And for those urban explorers, abandoned theme parks are like their holy grail.
Start exploring an amazing amusement park.
Their white whale. Their Disney-themed gut job.
An abandoned theme park.
The allure of a consumerist wonderland that time forgot is just one that we're all naturally drawn to. Who can blame a man for wanting to see what's left? Or in this case, what was still worth guarding? Discovery Island had been explored by a few trailblazers, each trek more difficult than the last, as Disney would tighten security with each new breach. That was until Richard McGuire gave it a try, and Disney decided they had had enough.
Discovery Island next week, and always be ready on your worst day. 7:26 p.m. Apocalypse. COVID-19.
In 2020, the news broke of a goofy little green ball with Shrek horns tickling our insides. People began to panic, and as a result, many of the bustling attractions from Disneyland would close their doors for the safety of the patrons. The Mouse House was emptier than a Cyanide Pills Anonymous meeting, but they were about to receive their first guest in months. Richard McGuire, aka Rip Thorne, aka Southern Pirate Outdoors, spends his time exploring abandoned locales and documenting dangerous wildlife. Growing up in Alabama, Richard had always wanted to go see Discovery Island for himself, but his dad always told him no, as spending $10 to go see some stupid birds is pointless when he could just look up and see them for free. So what better time to fulfill his lifelong dream than during a global pandemic? So he decided that not only is he going to practice his social distancing from the comfort of an abandoned theme park for a week, but he was also going to uncover the wildlife that Disney was supposed to hide.
Hey ladies, how are you?
Mapped out his journey. And in the evening hours on April 27th, 2020, Richard began his recon, making a trip around the Disney World parking lot and showing just how empty it truly was, describing the scene as a virtual ghost town. Richard's driving around, he's got his kayak on his roof, and he parks his car to go get a better look at the docks. Once he's done, he comes back, and somebody steals his kayak. And even though this was his means of actually crossing the lake, he wasn't going to let that stop him. On his way back home, he stops at 7-Eleven, and he notices a guy with a canoe on his roof. It wasn't for sale, but that guy did have a shoddy aluminum boat that could be negotiated.
I'm constructing a new trap right now. It's a deep water trap. I have reason to believe this animal that I'm after is not fresh water anymore. It's always good to be a sportsman. You never get to be an outlaw. Do your things right, because Mother Nature is fragile. If we all out there breaking the law and doing that thing the wrong ways, we might have any left. And it's, as we see with coronavirus, you know, mankind is absolutely grown in this world. You're a sportsman, not
2 days later, he returns to the area, parking his van in a secluded area in the suburbs a few blocks from the park. Richard would then wait until nightfall to begin his journey towards the shore. In his inventory, a flashlight, a water bottle, scuba gear in case things go south, some tape, a car battery, a cell phone, and that small aluminum boat. So with the sun fully set and the plan fully in motion, he's ready to go. Richard dragged his boat about a mile out of the suburban neighborhood, through the wooded area, and across a long pipeline.
What's really going on, Walt Disney? What's really going on? What are you protecting on this island? That stuff's fucking good. There's something else they don't want people to know about.
Richard McGuire, also known as Southern Pirate Outdoors, had just finished swimming for his life, escaping a seemingly inescapable situation. Surrounded by Disney's private security and Florida sheriffs, he hides in the brush off the shores of Bay Lake. He had just escaped Discovery Island. He called his girlfriend to give her the news, but would be shook to his core when he found out that the cops were one step ahead of him. Disney's Treasure Island, later renamed Discovery Island, is located in Bay Lake in Orlando, Florida, just a short boat leg from the Magic Kingdom. When it first opened in 1974, Disneygoers were in for a walk on the wild side, as it would provide tourists and locals alike with an exotic getaway with lush vegetation and a different kind of wildlife than what people in Florida were used to. The popularity for the attraction and animals in general would dwindle throughout the 90s, and seeing as there was little to no profit in wildlife conservation of this magnitude, Mr. Mouse decided it'd be best to just bludgeon all the animals with a tire iron and close it for good in 1999. Now a shell of its former self left to rot, all of the original buildings and habitats remained on the island, withering away due to years of neglect and natural disasters, and yet it remained heavily.
The mayor has requested the city to be cleaned. Let's clean the city by hiring the trucks. Let's begin by...
Dream than during a global pandemic. So he decided that not only is he going to practice the social distancing from the comfort of an abandoned theme park for a week, but he was also going to... 2 days later, he returns to the area, parking his van in a secluded area in the suburbs a few blocks from the park. Richard would then wait until...
You can afford this 17 months.
In his inventory, a flashlight, a water bottle, scuba gear in case things go south, some tape, a car battery, a cell phone, and that small aluminum boat. So with the sun fully set and the plan fully in motion, he was ready to go. Richard dragged his boat about a mile out of the suburban neighborhood, through the wooded area, and across a long pipeline, taking breaks in between as the weather began to work against him.
another mile and a half. Easy work.
And that's when he notices the forested area he had been traveling through has eyes in the trees.
Trail cams. These are auto trail cams to monitoring activity down these back trails that I'm taking right here. I got a tractor load fire. That's the first one I've seen. But they're firing more. Send some pictures to Rick. See what fire. Not good. He's up in the front of this.
So he covers the camera and makes note to avoid these in the future, and carries on as he makes his way forward. 3 hours pass. Tired and winded from dragging the boat, he comes to a barbed wire fence and has no choice but to lift his boat over it. And with that final push, he made it to the dock.
Sunfired out. 4:25 in the morning. This raggedy boat I just bought. No wonder I got it at such a good price. Damn near sunk.
So under the cover of night and bad weather, Rich ends up making it to Discovery Island, but not without trouble. Turns out the boat that he bought was damaged, and it started taking in a lot of water as he was crossing the lake. His boat almost sinks, and his battery is underwater, so he ended up just taping up the holes and carrying on.
This is Discovery Island.
Oh my gosh.
You're ever gonna see. There's not a soul in here other than cops and security guards. Anybody that can tell out of this boat before it sinks, believe me.
So with the worst behind him, he comes to a small abandoned building on the island and takes shelter for the night. Starting a small fire to dry off his boots, he waits until sunrise.
Here I am, folks. Discovery Island in a lake they call Bay Lake. It's a natural made lake, not Mother Earth. It's full of alligators. There's been several deaths in this body of water. Walt Disney likes to brush stuff under the rug. They don't like to tell people. And this poor little kid got snatched out of this body of water right here. And they try to tell their guests there's no alligators here. I've been diving these waters since 2004, and I've seen more alligators than I've seen anywhere else. I've got to.
So what he's referring to here is the tragic story of 2-year-old Lane Graves, who was building sandcastles in the Seven Seas Lagoon and got snatched up by an alligator. This would lead to Disney ramping up removal of the alligators on the park premises, despite being previously aware of the problem. And yeah, there were a lot of them.
Yeah, that's pretty sad that a place like Walt Disney lies to their guests about wildlife.
You see, Richard had seen his fair share of wild animals, most notably the alligator snapping turtle, which he believed to be a modern-day dinosaur. But he believed he could catch one on Discovery Island to prove that there's more to worry about than just gators. Of course, that was just scratching the surface of this hunt, and let me tell you, it's a lot fucking crazier than big turtles. I initially read about Richard's Adventure 2 battle on this Twitter thread, and here it states that Richard was hunting for some sort of genetically modified abomination that was hidden at the center of the island, and it was funded by the U.S. government. It was a whole thing, but I couldn't find anything of Richard actually talking about this directly outside of a few implications. That is until I wandered into the comments of his final entry in the series. According to Rich, there is, quote, something on that island. Now, supposedly, after all of this is said and done, Richard was briefed by the Secret Service. I can't give credence to this claim, because I don't fucking know, but a reply to this gives some context.
Supposedly, genetic research testing was done underground during off hours on the island, funded by the US government. What better way to hide something than on using birds had escaped and wreaked havoc? It cannot escape the island, but remains in a lair where it comes out at night. Supposedly, this thing can't leave the island due to its mechanical devices / weight. Could be BS, but thought it was interesting. The creature that got out was part either, some say cockatoo, and part robot / mechanical. They say it can kill someone in one swipe. It's most likely to be total BS, like I said, and this rumor goes back a long, long time. It may not be alive now. The person wrote about this to be cautious and not to go there, and that you have been warned.
Have you found any more info? I can't find a rumor, a conspiracy, or anything.
Supposedly, as you get close to the island and it starts to get dark, birds will start to screech to warn you not to get too close to the center of the island where this thing lives. It's part mechanical robot, part bird. Also explains why the police terminated their search for Mr. Pirate, flag emoji, as it was getting dark. The local police must know something.
Source. I'm gonna need the source of that information that you sent, because I might pay a visit to that thing with a freaking gun.
It's a long way to say big robot.
Nice.
To say big robot bird dinosaur. I mean, could Disney really be housing a frankenfowl on their property? Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that the last dusky seaside sparrow died on Discovery Island? Extinct. Gone. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'd like to see a minimum wage employee play Sneed seed feed with a bird that big. Anyway, now we have an idea of what Richard was possibly there for.
Let's get it on.
The sun has now risen over Discovery Island, and Richard prepares for his week-long excursion.
Virtually untouched by humans for over 20 million years. You can tell because there's no graffiti. This is the kind of places I like to find. Very solid. I wonder what animals are still here when this place was open. Maybe they just turned loose. Seemed real. Real. Seemed real. Just left everything just like it was. The stuff that I've been doing my whole life, if y'all are into this, you know, like and subscribe so I can go and do more and bring y'all to places that y'all might not ever get to see. That's a massive tree right there. trash anything. I don't break anything. I don't leave any trash. I pick up all my trash as I leave.
All is going well so far. After inspecting the cages, he steps out into the open walkway, turns to his left, and...
Put labs in here. Oh, great. I'm on game cameras. Not good. I'm busted. That's the second one. I found the first two that I came in contact with, and I got out of here. That one caught me first.
After being extremely careful and mapping out all of the locations of the trail cameras, he got careless.
I can get my bag just in case.
And the hunt was on. So naturally, Richard immediately turned tail, headed back to the abandoned building he was camped in, grabbed all of his belongings, and began planning his...
Orange County Sheriff's Office, you're being recorded. This is Operator Moore. How may I help you?
Hi, this is Lucy Walker from Security.
Hi.
I've got an investigator requesting county assistant response to Discovery Island.
Do you have the address or
46004 Wilderness Trail?
what's the name of it?
Discovery Island.
To say that Disney's reaction time was impressive would be an understatement. From the moment that trail cam flashed on my man Rich, they were on him like stink on shit.
Someone was seen in an out-of-bounds area.
Sighting of a person in a restricted area.
He begins to drink the rainwater pooling on the leaves. Then he realizes he needs to come up with an escape plan. This man then goes naked to keep pushing. 1 hour later, he reaches land.
Hell yeah. Oh my God.
Boat and his supplies, but they also had his girlfriend and their van in their possession. The deal? Turn himself in and they'll let her go. Can they do that? Is that allowed?
I'm not a part of it.
I hear you. So,
Richard,
unfortunately, you
Call 1 at 7:30 a.m. with AT&T on.
This is not a...
During the filming of a scene in which a helicopter was to fly over 3 characters amidst explosions, something went terribly wrong, resulting in the death of the lead actor and 2 children. In 1982, the film The Twilight Zone was being filmed, a production based on the classic and popular television series from the 60s. The film consisted of 4 segments, each directed by different directors, in which science fiction and horror stories were told. The Warner Brothers production had Steven Spielberg as producer, who was also in charge of directing one of the segments. His friend John Landis directed the segment titled Time Out, in which actor Big Morrow played a man who traveled through time to different eras where he was being pursued by different groups. In one of them, he found himself in the middle of the Vietnam War and, upon seeing some children, tried to protect them while a helicopter full of American soldiers tried to kill them. The child actors were Renee Shin Yi Chen, 6 years old, and Mike Dinley, 7 years old. In the state of California, where they were filming, there were very strict rules regarding child actors. One of these rules prohibited them from filming at night, so the production team paid the parents unofficially and asked them not to reveal this detail. Since their participation was illegal, on the day of filming the children were hidden from the gaze of the firefighters and supervisors in charge of security on the set.
Jeez.
No one could have predicted what was about to happen in front of the cameras. On the night of July 23, 1982, they prepared to carry out the sequence that would complete the filming of this story. Morrow's character had to carry the 2 children out of a desolate village and cross a shallow river while being pursued by a helicopter. The pilot kept the aircraft at a height of about 8 meters above the ground, while explosives prepared by specialists detonated around him. The director was not satisfied with the height at which he was flying, so he insisted by radio that he descend lower and lower until one of the explosives exploded too close. The tail rotor broke off, causing the helicopter to spin out of control and fall to the ground. Unfortunately, Morrow and the children were very close to him. None of them could do anything to escape. The event happened so fast that they probably did not even realize what was happening. They all died instantly. This moment was recorded by the multiple cameras that were filming from different angles. Morrow and Little Lee were hit by the main propellers. The force was so great that they were brutally decapitated. Although little Chen was not hit by the propellers, she was crushed by the landing gear. The 6 people who were in the helicopter, including the pilot, survived the fall. John Landis, along with other members of the production team, were charged with involuntary manslaughter. In the trial that began in 1986, it was learned that one of the assistants who was in the helicopter warned the pilot that they were too close to the explosions, and the director demanded that they descend even lower. When the pilot decided that it was too much and prepared to leave the set, tragedy struck. The parents revealed that at no time were they informed that their children would be in the vicinity of explosions and that a real helicopter would fly over them. Other witnesses testified that the director on multiple occasions ignored the established safety measures in order to achieve greater realism in the scenes. It was rumored that the main reason for this was because he wanted to achieve better scenes than Steven Spielberg, since he saw him as a competitor.
Jeez.
In 1987, 9 months after the trial began, all the defendants were acquitted. The Big Morrow family reached out a court voluntary settlement.
They should have sued them.
As a result of several civil lawsuits. Subsequently, the film industry increased and implemented more rigorous safety measures to prevent another tragedy like this from being possible. Regarding the Twilight Zone movie, since the rest of the scenes were already filmed, the story was completed without including any part of this sequence. The film was released in 1983. This event damaged John Landis' career as a director and also his friendship with Steven Spielberg. Sir.
Crazy. balloons.
So we caught something else on my Blink camera, something or someone. And I also wanted to give you guys an update on my haunted house and what's been going on here after we saw something or someone walking outside and someone in here as well. Typically, I don't care about spirits in my house, things being haunted. I mean, shit. I have the haunted homies behind me. But the problem is, I have a baby, and I know a lot of you guys are concerned about him in the comments. I see it. We didn't grow up in a haunted house and collecting, and I didn't know what I was doing. I definitely would be a little bit more concerned, but I do know what I'm dealing with. Part of it is not good. I will just say that. There is definitely something negative here. So the other night, right after I had made that video, Jared heard some commotion in the living room and he asked me to look back at the cameras. When I did hear the commotion, but I also heard something, someone laughing. And it did it twice. Kind of almost like the little boy saying hello in the previous Blink footage that we have. It's definitely going to take more than a little sage and a simple cleansing session, that's for sure. Something follows home. It is negative. There was already something here that wasn't so nice attached to the land. When I first moved in here, I did experience something so crazy that will probably stick with me for the rest of my life. So we caught something else on my Something is now outside of our house, and I think I saw it inside. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing that I saw last night. Jared just went to go take the trash out. What did you say, Jared? You don't even want to go outside anymore? It was as tall as he was, which is weird because out in my kitchen, and usually when this happens, my cat starts freaking out. But here, this is what it looks like. So, paranormal activity is really popping off in my house right now, and I want to update you guys. So, I finally set up the cameras. As soon as I set up the cameras and started recording, tonight we explored Central State Hospital. Its walls hide a dark history of abuse and more than 25,000 deaths. crazy. I'm living in Florida. Hi, Tish. How are you? Happy crazy Saturday. Tonight's gonna be an interesting night. So, okay, seat number, right, James? I'm doing okay. I'm doing good, guys. I see a bunch of familiar faces. So good to see everyone. We have the big people in here. Sounds good, man. I'll give you a call tomorrow. We have a lot to catch up on. Crazy, crazy. Oh my god. Okay, so where do I even begin? In 10 or 15 minutes, because I am going on an app called Whatnot. If you guys are not familiar with it, please download it and just come join me there tonight if you're free. So everything that you see behind me, this is my crystals, or these are my crystals. You guys know I still have my crystal business. I'm going to start this by saying, about 10-15 minutes, and join me there. We're going to be auctioning off every last crystal because this is the absolute last chance to get crystals from me. Because your girl is going to be just taking on like new business ventures, and I have a lot of like new opportunities. So the crystal stuff will be taking a pause for an extended period of time. So that's like the first update. A lot of you guys know me for my paranormal and my crystals, and basically I have a really great business opportunity that I'll be focusing on over on the Whatnot app. It's just called Whatnot. Same username. It would be at It's Christar as Instagram and TikTok. But it's basically like a live auction app where you can auction stuff, and a lot of people do crystals, they do clothing. I'm going to be doing mostly clothing over there. So tonight we're going to be doing all of my remaining crystals. So before anything, I just wanted to mention that, and then I'm going to get into all of my crazy life updates and everything that has been going on in my life, because there's been quite a few changes, and I'm sure there's quite a few people in here that don't even know what's been going on in the past year. So let me know in the comments really quick if anybody here has Whatnot. You buy all your comfort clothes from there. Comfort, I love that brand. Absolutely love. I'm actually going to be selling Dark Sport and Civil Regime. Those are two really great brands. If you guys ever like wondered where I got my clothes from, that's like a big thing for me. The oversized like graphic t-shirts. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing over there for a while. What's up, Sam? How are you? Good to see you. Okay, so aside from downloading Whatnot and following me over there at It's Christar, we have a live show planned for 9:30. We're going to be auctioning off all of my remaining crystals. You should share a Whatnot creator code. New users get $10 for free. Oh, damn, James, you're always on top of it. I should have thought of that. I'll do that in like future videos. Biggest update aside from my huge crystal stream tonight is going to be the fact that I am finally coming back to YouTube. Let's take a moment of silence for the year and couple of months that I have not been on here. All right, the moment is over. Your girl's coming back. So I have 8 episodes, 2 months of content, and that will there's just so much. I mean, St. Augustine, a random clown house in Georgia or South Carolina, I can't remember. Videos with Kelsey Davies, like so much coming at you guys. I found an editor. We're getting back. So that's first and foremost. You stream today and as my return to YouTube too. What a crazy coincidence. James, we have so much to catch up on. It's wild. I'm going to call you tomorrow, I promise. So make sure you pick up your phone. Can't fucking wait. Me too. I'm so excited. Now, the second biggest thing, I would actually say this is probably like the first thing I should have mentioned this first. I had a baby. Now, the past couple times that you guys saw me on here, I was pregnant. I did a stream, I think, in August, and then again in October. I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant this summer. I found out pretty late, a couple months in, and it was a really easy pregnancy until the last month. I was just super sick. I also moved down to Florida. I moved a couple times since I've been here. It's been super hard just trying to manage that, my new life, the baby, being pregnant. A lot of you guys that follow me on TikTok know that I do live stream there every single night. I met my fiance over on TikTok, which is crazy to think about because last year I was sitting in the mountains doing my morning mountain live streams, and he found me in a pile of leaves and told me that I'm the reason he's into the paranormal and he would love to meet me someday. So that's kind of where it all started. It's a boy. Yes, James, it's a boy. I need to get more active on TikTok. Well, I'll be going live there with Jared a lot. His name is Jared, my fiance. There's just so much, like, I'm all over the place because so much has happened this past year, and I just want to update every. And catch up with you all, but I only have a few minutes because we have our live show scheduled for 9:30, 8 minutes from now on Whatnot, and I have no idea what I'm doing, so it's going to be a lot of like troubleshooting in the beginning, but we're just going to vibe, we're going to hang out, so if you guys want to come, it's going to be me and my crystals, but I look so happy. Well, it's been a long time coming, James, that's all I can say. Yes, his name is Jixer Thomas, or JT. A lot of people probably won't understand that name, and that's okay. But it means a lot to me and my fiance. So we have 107 people here. Oh my gosh, that is wild. So aside from moving down to Florida, getting engaged, finding out I'm pregnant, and if you guys know me personally or have been on my TikTok streams, you would know I was told that I cannot have babies. I could not get pregnant. So that was a shock to us, but also like the biggest blessing. He's almost 2 months old. He's the cutest thing. And is the baby showing sensitivity? So that's a great question. He does talk and look at things around our house. I don't know if that's just a baby thing, but also since I've moved in here, I've not unpacked all of my stuff from my New Jersey house. That's all my garage. If you're on my TikTok live streams or just watching my TikTok videos that I do post, you would see that we have been having some what I feel like is paranormal activity. I've had some really disturbing things happen in this house since we moved in back in October. I was still pregnant back in October. Obviously, I just had him January 9th, but when you're pregnant, they do say that your senses are heightened. I do believe mine were. I was tapping into what once was here, and also it was kind of like a clash between everything that I had brought here and the things that were already here. And if you guys want more information on that, just go watch some of my previous TikToks because I do talk about that. Leanna Butterfly Sally did ask, did my cameras come in? They came in today. So I bought 7 cameras for the outside and the inside of my house because we've been feeling some really intense energy and also hearing what sounds like somebody trying to break into our house almost every night between midnight and 3 a.m. So if I catch anything on camera, I'll include that on my TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. I'm going to start posting on everything again, so stay tuned for that. Hello, Justin. How are you? I just want to see some people that are here before I keep blabbing because I got to run off to Whatnot in a couple minutes. But it's so good to see everybody.
The Empire tried to kill me.
He wants to fight his allies.
The Empire may be our common enemy, but Maul will never be our ally.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. Are you guys ready to know where the hell I've been this past year? And then 6 months later, I found out that I was. before we get into my return to YouTube, I wanted to share with you guys my newest endeavor. If you are not familiar with the Whatnot app, it is a live auction app where you can snag some of your favorite brands for amazing prices. No, this is not sponsored. This is just where I'm taking my newest adventure. I'm into two brands, Dark Sport and Civil Regime, and a lot of you guys have asked over the years where I get my clothes from. It's either like a cute little crop top or an oversized graphic t-shirt. So tonight, March 13th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing my very first live auction show with these pieces. If you know me, you know I am a big Misfits fan. This is just some of the stuff that will be in tonight's live show. I also will be doing one tomorrow night, Saturday, March 14th. So you can bookmark those shows on the app. A lot of you guys are already following me over there, so big thank you to you. I have a similar hoodie that you have probably seen me wear. It has stars all over it. This is a brand Dark Sport. I did keep one of the t-shirts that looks just like this. I might be keeping this hoodie, but I do have another one, and it will be in tonight's live show. But just the best quality pieces, all brand new with tags. I'm so excited to be working directly with these two brands. Someone come snag this before I keep this one. I am so in love with this brand. I want to keep everything, but I did save some stuff for you guys. I will have hoodies, oversized t-shirts, stuff that's a little bit more fitted for women, hats. We have it all. I should also add that a lot of these pieces, actually most of them are exclusive drops, like numbered out of 1,000 or 500 and will not be released again, especially these Misfits ones. All right, hopefully I'll see you guys tonight, and let's get back into my very first video back to YouTube. Just making sure they're still there. Are you still there with me? Who's here with us? Is my microphone plugged in? Like, no, it start. Let me feel like I'm gonna cry. Okay. I think I'm ready to be serious. So I have not seen you guys in probably about a year. My life has dramatically changed in really good ways, and I'm really excited to just tell you guys what I've been up to. Oh, are you guys ready to know where the hell I've been this past year? If you are watching, big thank you to you. I cannot believe that I have not seen or spoken to so many of you guys in over a year. But before we get into today's video, I just wanted to say hello, hi. I hope that everybody is doing amazing. If you are still here with me watching one whole year later, thank you. So I'm currently in St. Augustine, one of the oldest cities in America, and it just so happens to be one of my favorite cities. It's spooky, it's spiritual, it's beautiful, it's historic. I want to move here. So funny about me wanting to move here is that I moved down to Florida. A lot of you guys missed about 1,700 chapters. So let me catch you up with where the hell I've been. Okay, so last October, now we're already in December of 2025. I met someone. I met him on TikTok. He was live streaming too. If you guys don't know, I do live stream on TikTok every single day. He found me sitting in a pile of leaves doing one of my morning mountain streams, and my life changed completely. We became best friends from afar until I came down to Florida, and this is where I stayed. I just kind of never went home. And then 6 months later, I found out that I was pregnant. I don't know where I went just now. Oh my god. Like, I think the biggest shock of all is that I'm pregnant. And it's surreal because I never thought I would have a family, and I never thought that I could get pregnant. So here I am, almost 9 months pregnant. Like I said, a lot of you guys did miss a lot of chapters. I did give up my haunted house in New Jersey. My grandma does still own it, so I can go back whenever I want. With as beautiful as this year has been, it has also been one of the hardest years of my life. I left the comfort of my home with my grandma and my aunt and the rest of my family. I also left the comfort of all of my beautiful cemeteries up north and my mountains, which I do not have down here in Florida. So it has been quite an adjustment, but this is a life that I've always wanted. I've always longed for a family. I just never thought I would have my own. And Grandma always told me one day, Chris, you will have your own family and you will make your own traditions. And I was like, silly Grandma, I am never going to have kids. And here I am. Let me just give you like a little 360 of what we got going on here. Chris Starr, see, I don't look pregnant. Now I look pregnant. He's showing off. So are you guys ready to meet my fiance? Weird. I just never thought that I would be engaged or be pregnant. It's so strange to me. Is it strange to you? It's strange to me. I know a few of you guys that have seen on my other social medias and TikTok and Instagram have said that You never thought this would happen. And me neither. That's okay. Here we are. You guys ready to meet him? This is my fiance, Jared, and
What the hell is that thing? I need to shut this window now.
is my fiance, Jared, and he is going to investigate with us tonight at the old jail here in St. Augustine. You will be seeing him more in my videos when I am officially back on YouTube, which will be soon. But I did want to check in with you guys and just let you know where the hell I've been, how much my life has changed, and what is to come. Basically, what is to come, I'm about to have a baby. After that, I can try to find the balance in my life again between my crystal shop, my TikTok live streaming, my spooky adventures, and just keeping up. So it's been really hard to keep up because I moved 4 times this past year. And one of those times did include going back up to Jersey, getting rid of 80% of what I owned, saying goodbye to my family, and taking what I could down here. I will say I'm really surprised that I did not get emotional while talking to you guys. Usually we cry together, but you know, I think I've done enough crying the past couple months, and it's pretty emotional. Just kidding. Before we start exploring, hold on, actually. I'm almost done with my frozen hot chocolate. I am at my favorite place here in St. Augustine. Favorite coffee shop. It's called Crucial Coffee. I came here years back with Tiffany, and there was this super magical woman sitting outside doing tarot card readings. And when I tell you, she knew what she was doing. I still go back in time, and I'm like, did she really say that? But if you guys are in St. Augustine, highly recommend checking this out. It looks like a little witch hut. I don't know. Vibes are immaculate. I wonder what ever happens to that lady. She was sitting right here. Truly, I really do wonder. So years ago, I came to the Torture Museum here in St. Augustine. Filmed kind of like a mini session upstairs with Oh My Gosh TV. I just went up there. My friend Rose is up there right now with her boyfriend. So they didn't actually torture people here, but this building is probably a couple hundred years old. And the stuff that they have inside of the museum is in fact from the medieval times. So you already know what kind of energy they got going on. Christmas time in St. Augustine is a big deal. It kind of reminds me of Salem for Halloween. The vibes are very Christmassy right now. There's a lot of little shops here too inside of these old buildings, and a lot of these buildings do have markers on them. This house was built circa 1809 by Francis Xavier Sanchez and his wife. Probably the reason for the English colonial. I wonder what's actually original and what's not.
Oldest pub in the oldest city.
St. George's Tavern.
But oldest pub beer, I guess.
So right behind me is Prohibition Kitchen. This is one of my favorite places to eat here. St. Augustine is, in fact, where I filmed the first episode of my TV show. If you know, you know. I filmed in Palatka, Florida. That location did change my life forever. I do believe that is where I encountered and experienced my very first demonic attachment that followed me for years. But that location was no joke. None of them were a joke, but that location was wild, absolutely wild. It also feels so weird to vlog. I've not vlogged in like the whole year. I do think a lot of these buildings, the foundation is original. It's so crazy just to think that some of the foundation of what we see in front of us is a couple hundred years old. Some date back to the 1800s, others the 1700s, and then others the 1600s. There's the old fort here in the lighthouse. I was not able to get any private investigation time this trip, but I am going to try for next time. I'm still going to bring you guys over to the old fort though. St. Augustine was established in 1565 by the Spanish. It is the oldest city in America, which still blows my mind every time I come here.
Ooh, I'd always wanted to go to St. Augustine.
All right, So we are walking over to the old fort. I'm going to attempt to say it. Castillo de San Marco. Oh my god, I did it. I did it. I am here with my friend. This is Rose. And I have Dex somewhere. Dex? Hi, Dex. I don't know where the hell you went. It's a little loud. I don't know if you guys can hear me. But we're gonna try to go inside of this fort, and I'll let you know about it in a few. I've never been inside of it. We are trying to figure out if people actually died here. So there's a lot of myth and legend surrounding this fort, like the disappearing woman, Dolores. Last time I was here, I went around a back, and there's a wall with bullet holes. I thought that's where they unalived prisoners. I did truly think that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys know anything about this fort or the history or what you believe. Because up until recently, I did believe the story about the disappearing woman, Dolores Martinez. The story goes, Colonel Martinez Garcia sealed his wife, Dolores, in the wall, and she went missing, obviously, and unfortunately succumbed to, I guess, suffocation. That would be such a horrible death. But that is, I don't know, we're now being told that that's not the case. And the bones that they found in the walls were animal bones. I am going to try to go down there, but apparently you have to crawl on your hands and knees, and I don't think the baby's going to like that very much. I can't put my damn shoes on by myself. Wow. Ooh. What is this? What is this? Did they make sleep in here? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Oh wow. Dex said, yeah, he's like, I think we're experiencing the Mandela effect where they're trying to switch up on us, because last time I was here, the bullet holes were 100% from them unaliving prisoners. There were also pirates back then too. There were. That's the thing. So it's like, oh damn. Everybody was short back then. Watch your head.
I would have been a freak tonight.
You would have been a freak. I said, watch your head. Oh, it says most likely made these Spanish soldiers most likely made these carvings. This would have been from the 1600s. They were not professional artists. The design of the ship is accurate. Okay, that's the prison. Carcel prison.
It's hot and humid in there.
Ooh. Can you imagine the summer months being trapped in here? Ooh, maybe the sand kept them cool. You see the sand down there? Oh, I would not last even 5 minutes. I would suffocate. There's not even a chance. So I never actually got the opportunity to come inside of the fort. Last time I was here, it was closed. But this place is magical. The Spanish really had a way with architecture. Let me tell you, fancy as it's so beautiful. But I do find it hard to believe that there were no deaths here. This is a national, what would you call this? Yeah, national monument? I don't know. This is the oldest fort in America. So the nickname for the baby is actually, we call the baby Wabby. So if you hear me refer to anyone as Wabby, if you're from my TikTok live streams, you know. But this is Wabby's first fort adventure. This is magnificent. This is big. He's big. Fort's big. It's all big. Ooh, down there, the bullet holes in the wall. So when I was here with Omar and Tiffany, I could have sworn we were told that's where they unalived prisoners. But now we're being told that there were no deaths here. But it's a national monument, so maybe they just don't want paranormal activity associated to this place.
Well,
I
come.
don't know. Very odd.
Come
You
here.
mean to tell me that this fort was built over 400 years ago, but no one died here? It's so pretty. Ooh, imagine living in that house out there. There's a lot of myth and legend surrounding this fort. One of the stories is about the disappearing woman. Her name was supposedly Dolores Martinez. Colonel Martinez Garcia sealed her in the wall. He sealed his wife in the wall. That's the story. But we are now being told that that was fictional. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that 400 years passed and nobody died here. Because this is a national monument, I feel like they tried to cover up what could have actually happened here. I don't think they want paranormal ties. A lot of national monuments and stuff owned by the national parks don't want that association from my previous and personal experiences. So let's keep walking around. This is massive. Imagine being here back in the 1600s. This was your job. You came here to protect your goods. Wow. They were probably always lighting those babies off. They're looking for that tiny room with the legend of the disappearing woman.
There he is.
Oh, so you can go in there.
Yeah. All right, guys. See if you can make it. Drop it low, girl. Drop it low, girl. Oh, big. Whoa. Oh my God. Oh, she made it in. Okay.
Take you guys back. So they found bones in here, and they're now telling us that they were animal bones.
There were shackles on the wall too.
Excuse me, shackles on a wall? 400-year-old fort.
Right here.
Bones.
Place where shackles were or something. But this was their ammo room where they stored their ammo.
There were shackles on the wall.
But there were shackles on the wall, and they found bones. Legend has it.
Okay, so legend also has it there is a man, an apparition of a man that flickers like a flame. He is known as the Burning Man.
It was one of the colonel's wives. And
Yeah.
he stored her in here, closed her in here, and then she died, and years later, well, everybody thought she was just missing. And then years and years, decades later, they found bones.
Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the story of the disappearing woman is true? Just for a minute, I just want to see if anything comes through. Is there anything in here that wants to talk to me right now? Confirm that maybe some of the myth and legend did in fact take place here. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, did I say Chris?
To Leo, buy one, get one snacks means maximizing his savings potential. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Is the story of the disappearing woman true? Is the story of the disappearing woman true? I say no, right? So what is true about this place?
Who is the man that they call the Burning Man?
We are the only people in here. Did a lot of people die in this fort? Let's say burn. When we see the Burning Man, are you familiar with that? What happened to him? Something happened?
There's probably some of that.
I don't know. Hard to say, guys.
Spanish military paychecks. Important documents, valuables, co-signed for shipment back to Spain.
You mean to tell me that there were no pirates? Oh, absolutely.
This was secured.
This entire...
Who walked in there?
Yeah. But this was a storage room for all of your jewels. This is huge. So that affair was for birds. I thought it was to keep people out. That wouldn't make much sense. How are they going to climb the concrete walls? The architecture is just stunning. What's in here? Do we know?
One of the rooms was the chapel, or like the church.
They had a church? Do people live here?
Well, the people in the military, or...
Oh, yeah, that's right. They had the rooms to sleep in. One of the rooms was a chapel then. Oh, this had to have been it. It says, religion, Castillo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this was their chapel. This is what it would look like back then. Wow. Oh, okay, so that's where Jesus Christ would have been?
Catholics dip their fingers in holy water and make the sign of the cross before worship and prayer as a symbol of faith and blessing. Decades of worshippers dipped their fingers in the fonts here in Castillo's chapel. Oils and minerals from their hands may have started erosion on these basins.
See, that's really fascinating to me. People's hands, it's like an energy footprint, you know? Like their hands were in here. You could even see it almost has like a shiny appearance to it. I don't know how to describe what I'm talking about. This was the Holy Water Basin.
Dip their hands, their fingertips into the holy water, and then do outlines of a cross.
Is this where the Native Americans were in prison, in this room?
No.
Native Americans? Shiny light, you see. Right here. Do you guys see that? It's right here.
I'm pretty sure it's a cross right there.
Created by a prisoner in 1886. See, did they actually imprison them in here? Because I wouldn't be surprised. There's just a lot of symbolism on the wall. Who actually carved this or burned this into the wall? It's hard to see unless we get really close with the light, but even so, there's all this. Can't really make out what this is. But there is quite a bit of Native American imagery on the walls. But Rose said they didn't imprison them in here, so who was in here? Who did that? When reopened over 100 years later, animal bones found inside inspired many local myths, one claiming the bones belonged to lovers buried inside of the fort. You know what? I did a little spirit box session in there, and I did ask if it was true about the disappearing woman, and it said no twice.
You said no?
Yeah, so I don't know. They threw animals in here? Animal bones? And ammo? Found my favorite place, the toilets. They let a lot of poops go in this room right here. And then the waves, the seawater would actually wash it back out. Where did all of that go? I guess the fish ate it. It's an actual fort door. It reminds me of, not a fort, a moat. It looks like a moat. Okay, so this is from 1821. But it was from the 1600s. But the United States Army received Castillo de San Marcos from Spain in 1821, and then they built this door. I mean, shit, that's still really old. And I also want to know what they use each of these individual rooms for. English coat of arms. Whoever carved that is really talented to have done that by hand back then.
I'm in the air, feels good.
Is really talented to have done that by hand back then. Wow. So it is our last day here. I did wander around and look for some older cemeteries. I did find one. It's only open one day out of the month, but it really reminded me of City Hollow, and it was so beautiful. There's just not a lot of old cemeteries down here in Flores. You can always miss an home. I'm missing home. The St. Augustine Lighthouse is right behind me, but we don't have time to do the tour. I am going to try to come back and do an overnight or an investigation here. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Yeah, I just wanted to say hello and let you guys know what I've been up to. Thank you so much for watching this video and following along on my... Tonight, we explore Second Hospital. Its walls hide a dark history of abuse and more than 25,000 deaths. Yeah, something was just going right behind us. I just found something. I thought you were inside. Come in my house, you know, like I told Mark, I live so close up to them. Oh, good. I don't know what's inside.
I gotta sneeze. Yes. I need to read this. Oh, good luck. Thanks, Amanda. I'll see you.
Y'all, we have a fox in the hen house, or numerous ones if you want to get right down to it. I want to show you guys what's going on in North Carolina right now, and then point out how this relates to Illinois and into Georgia. This is happening across numerous states in this country, and I don't think people are very aware of how often this is happening and what it really truly means for your city, your county, your state in general, and our country as a whole. So I want to show you this picture, okay? I'm going to show you a picture of what you will assume is a woman because it's very hard to tell from this. But here's a picture that I wanted to show you guys. Notice it's called a nakib, right? It's like a hijab or hijab, so maybe it's niqab, whatever. It's like the Islamic hair covering thing. But this is a whole cover all your stuff, top to bottom kind of thing. Only your eyes are showing. Now, notice that this is an American flag here, and this is going to be, I believe, the North Carolina state flag. But notice the facial covering, along with the dirty sweatshirt and the whatever kind of pants we are wearing in this photo. You would never know, once again, if this is a man or a woman just looking at this. You would have no clue, right? Well, I'm going to give you information here. This is a woman, niqab-clad, here's where it gets interesting. Former longtime Democrat Lakeisha M. Alston poses in her official candidate filing photo for North Carolina State Senate District 22, standing between the U.S. and North Carolina flags. Number one, this is what this person chose to wear for an official candidate filing photo. Even if you were, I mean, it's just a candidate filing photo. It's not like it's the one that's going to hang in a White House or anything, but to go in there with this level of disrespect for the candidacy filing, photo filing, whatever, in and of itself is absolutely absurd to me, right? Alston, who switched parties, shortly before filing and won the unopposed Republican nomination, canceling the GOP primary, has drawn widespread backlash and fears of advancing Sharia-influenced values in American politics. Because what she is wearing here, y'all, the niqab, whatever the crap you're supposed to call it, this is a even higher level
the hijab, modesty covering, whatever else. This is somebody who is very much in tune with Sharia, Islam, all of this stuff, okay? Listen, this is a glaring symbol of the cultural and religious takeover that millions of Americans have been warning about, right? We've been doing this for a while, warning about this stuff. Party switching opportunists in full Islamic face covering. Like, this is what we're doing right now, right? This is exactly how you undermine a republic from within. This isn't diversity, this is political madness, and every sane American should be paying attention. So the fact that this woman, and again, we're assuming it's a woman based off the name because visually you'd have no idea, this woman is running for North Carolina District 22 seat, okay? Let me give you a little bit of backstory or back information here on what's going on. First off, I was kind of curious how many women in our government are walking around fully face covered up like that or whatever else. And right now, the only one that really comes up is, I'm sure you guys have already guessed it, Representative Ilhan Omar out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. She doesn't do the full head covering. She does the hijab, whatever the crap you call it. Says she is the only current member of the U.S. Congress, House or Senate, known to wear a hijab regularly on the House floor. No members wear the niqab, the face covering veils, for numerous reasons. I think one of them is I think you're supposed to be visible when you're on the Senate floor, House floor, whatever. You're supposed to be visible like that, except for obviously during COVID when if you didn't wear a mask, the Democrats wanted to burn you at the stake. But anyway, Ilhan has worn one since entering Congress in 2019. That's nothing new. She's always worn it. Same with that shit-eating grin she has all the time, which ugh. But she is the very first person to do so on the House floor. That is where we decided to start the downhill trend of what's going on in our government. Like, it's one of those give an inch, take a mile situations. They gave an inch and put Ilhan Omar in there, and now you have, what's his name, Zohran Mamdani in New York. You have this woman running in North Carolina District 22. You have Rashida Tlaib, or however you're supposed to say her name. And then you have Latifah Simon out of California, both Democrats, obviously. They don't wear the hijabs, though. I think they're fully just out and about, which I don't really know how that works with your religion or whatever. But I was very curious if people in lower government positions, not in like the House or the Senate, how many of them we have right now that are like this woman in North Carolina. And so according to my research, ladies and gentlemen, there's a small number of Muslim women in state legislature and local government positions like city councils, you got school boards, mayors even, that regularly wear the hijabs, but the niqab or whatever you call it, the face covering, they are almost non-existent among elected U.S. officials at any level due to identification and public-facing requirements. So you have to be able to see a face. So this woman who was running for North Carolina District 22 wearing this whole thing, how she was even allowed to run, I'm not quite sure because that is something that is not allowed. But it seems that if you happen to be literally anything other than a white Christian, you're going to have all kinds of concessions made for you to make your life easier. And it may sound racist when I say it out loud, but unfortunately, fact doesn't really care about race. And right now, the fact is, if you happen to be a white Christian, you're kind of on the back burner when it comes to the push for acceptance, right? If you happen to be Muslim, if you happen to be a socialist Democrat, if you happen to be, super gay, if you happen to be like right there on the border.
Oh my goodness. I gotta sleep.
Hey, 42 here. On base.
Crazy shit.
Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
You have absolutely no idea why you're posing right now. pretty beautiful, guys. She's so pretty. You're now your authentic self.
Yes, I'm now my authentic self. Cause this ain't it.
As you wake up,
Yeah, I'm walking.
inside. That my fortune just
I told you this before. I have a lot of new people here, and I think it's too fun.
It was of epic proportion.
Oh my goodness.
How is this a dress? How is this?
That's me sneaking inside Bohemian Grove.
hello there, adventure. Police department.
More people are capturing unusual sightings all across the U.S.
hi Elizabeth. I'm really happy I get to be here today. I'm really excited to meet you and your family and hear your story. We're gonna have a good time together.
This lady moves inside of her new apartment, but there was a secret inside of this apartment.
Kelly, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. It's hot in here.
Office counting the day's receipts. Outside of work, each of them are living. However,
In 1782, a local man named John Lucas forced open
It's hot.
cut through the wax cloth wrapped tightly around the body. The seal split. Air rushed inside. For more than 200 years, the coffin had been closed. Inside, the queen had barely decayed. Her skin was still pale, still damp, her face almost recognizable. To prove what he had found, he took a tooth, a lock of hair, a piece of the dress she'd been buried in. People began to see her. Each time the coffin was opened, her body darkened, softened, collapsed further into decay.
Then it grew worse. Drunk grave diggers abused what was left. Teeth knocked out, hair ripped away, limbs damaged, pieces taken as souvenirs. This was Catherine Parr, the queen who survived Henry VIII. She escaped execution. She escaped the Tower. She outlived the most dangerous man in England. But she could not survive what was done to her after death. And she wasn't the only wife of Henry VIII whose grave was violated. In part 1, we opened the graves of Tudor kings and queens. This time, we're stepping into something darker.
Hey, Marines Army. Mom. How are you?
He actually chose to be buried beside. The favored wife, Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour never knew she was dying. October 24th, 1537, Hampton Court Palace.
They have the rescue boats out. I think we're stranded in the middle of the ocean. They brought the lifeboats out.
Scared? Like, I'm so stressed out right now.
Oh gosh. We are on the rescue boat. It was our ship. That must have broke down. What is up, fam? Hope you're having a great day today. Welcome to a cruise ship. Bree's very first time going on a cruise. She's kind of scared, but I told her she has nothing to worry about. It's going to be lots of Heine cockocks. That's what she calls macaroni and hot dogs. You ready? Yeah. Ready to eat some sushi and noodles? Look, we're going to go on that. Oh, she said Heine cockocks. We have a lot to explore. I don't want to miss this. Got my dad on the cruise ship, which is awesome. My little brother. I invited everybody else, but, you know, spring break, hard to get away. My dad's a teacher, so it's a little easier, and this is his spring break. Missed you so much. Got so much to catch up on. Long, creepy hallway. Pretty cool. Bree did really good on the stairs. If you know anything about a crowded cruise, you're going to be using the stairs a lot, because it's impossible to get in and out of the, you know, elevators. My dad, Liliana, and look at Bree, she's eating her Heine cockocks.
There's no hot dog in
There were some hot dogs there. She ate them already. Look who's happy with her ice cream. What kind of professional degeneracy is this? Look at this. So that's how they get those heavy rooms off there. Alright, here we go. I bet those ropes are heavy. What are you doing, Bree? Are you scared? It's okay. Think we're ready to set sail. Poor Bree, she's not scared. It's okay, Bree. It's okay. Everyone's having fun now. I did a video on that ship before. That's the SS Victory. Kind of old, kind of creepy, but yeah, there it is right there. American Victory. Beautiful place if you're in the Tampa area, right by the Florida Aquarium.
I am. Hadn't been on for a few days. I was like, I hadn't been live for a few days, so I was like, I'll just go live for a little bit. Which I've been on here for 3 hours. Actually 3 hours and 16 minutes.
funny? What's so funny? So we're trying to find something to eat real late at night. We made it. Oh, never mind. We got to go back up. No. Oh, it has been a long time since I gave y'all some food. How about some spinach and artichoke dip? There you go. What is up, fam? Never been to Mexico before. We just got to Mexico, and we got off instead of doing the excursions. We were like, we want to go see the real Mexico. So they're gonna take us on a tour to see the real Mexico. Actually, we're on Cozumel, it's a little island, so it's not even gonna really be the real Mexico. But buckle up, you're invited for this private little tour of this beautiful island. Let's do this. Alright. Here's the real Mexico. Rent that right there. Oh, look at all the ships over there. That's the Disney ship right there. I mean, I think there's more than one. How far is the inland, like part of Mexico? 40 minutes. Oh, okay. We're really close. I have another the ferry car. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a big boat. So what does it look like on the mainland of Mexico? Does it look similar to this? Pretty similar? Yeah. First time in Mexico. My first time in Mexico. Oh, what happened to that shit? So what we just saw right now was just kind of like the shore and the touristy areas. Now we're going to the real Cozumel, where people live and such. Hey, here on your right, there is a food and school. Oh, that's a school? Yeah. I was thinking Cozumel was purely a tourist area or an island. It's just for tourists, but there's tons of people that actually live here. Is that how everybody gets around here, like scooters? Yes. Look at that. Very cheap. And here is a full high school. Oh, high school. Oh, so all the kids come to school in scooters? No way. Bro, that's the smallest student parking lot I've ever seen. A little kid on a scooter with one on the back. I've seen like 6 people on those before. What's that over there? Is that an abandoned house?
Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's been 5 days since I've been brought alive. On stream. They didn't come up. They didn't come up on live. I don't know why. Oh well, I'll be right. Thursday. People here, but
sleep. Beef jerky stick. Don't say it's hot. Oh, yeah.
Mummified remains of a man known as Sylvester. Professors Jerry Conlogue and Ron Beckett have spent the last 30 years examining hundreds of mummies from around the world. This is their specialty. This guy is in almost looks like a wood carving.
I'm never yawning.
But it's in other places. It looks liquid. I think we could sample some of that.
They use an X-ray fluorescence spectrometer, an indispensable tool when it comes to analyzing telltale residues and trace elements.
Okay. It's analyzing. Just keep it steady. Let's do it for a full minute. It should clear up a little.
This isn't fair, Ron. I can't see the screen.
Can I use it? Let's see. Chloride, nickel, sulfur, oh my goodness. All right. The arsenic spike is phenomenal. Fluoride, did predominant. Element, this arsenic, big time. More than anything else.
It's almost off the scale.
I know. That's concentration. The spike just went straight up and it went up early, so there's a lot of arsenic in that body.
Arsenic is exceptionally toxic, even in
Tomorrow. Have a good one. Take care. We'll see you next live. Peace out.